Man,
yeah, the same man.
the same man who want for you to go steal.
Yeah, he called me on the 18th.
Yeah.
Now in a around about 8:30, the man called me. He said, "Oh, my man, I'll let you be. I'll call you by
So
again."
that time you go to work?
I go to work.
You leave for your working place, you come to the man.
Yeah, I'm from to my work. Able to Clarence to now go to the man.
To go steal now?
No, I'm not go steal. I'm not go steal. I go to yeah. How you question me, man? The thing you want for me to explain for you to understand, then still questioning me, doubling the question. How many talk clear?
Okay, let's go now. I beg you, sorry.
I say
When I call you in the net now.
when the man call me in there,
Yeah.
he asked me, say, how many of you are working to the area? I say we are 3.
You told the message you're 3.
Yeah. So he said, I want to give you tea to carry to
The message you want to give you what?
tea. Have tea. Have milk tea.
Oh, milk tea.
Yeah.
For you to drink.
With bread.
The bread.
3 pieces of real bread.
With egg inside.
You eat a mighty butter. So when I carry it to the man, say carry it to the man. When you give it to the man, then you must come back to the car.
So the fool make you now carry that so you can go convince your friend now.
Yeah. When I give it to the man say thank you. I say okay. The man say, oh, where you going now? I say, oh, I'm going right car. So one of my friends called me.
And the same man you going to now.
Yeah, the same man.
The man tell you say he want for you to go steal.
No, yeah. So when I go to the man, he say clean the car. Then they are 2 now.
In the Jeep.
In a G. Then they are 2.
A big Jeep. Oh.
Yeah.
That one.
Black BG. Photo G.
Photo Jeep.
Yeah. So when I clean the car now,
Air condition all inside.
no. Papa, you can't wait for me to spin now. I'll leave the hotel now. You can judge people.
I just asking you a question, sorry.
You can judge people like you can here.
No, I'm a journalist. I beg you, sorry.
The way you talk in the question, because I say when I move from here, I'll free. Because I say when I move from here, I'll free. You say I want to again. I wanted to make a whole talk to you, but you talk in the question. Hi, land looking, hi, looking. Then you want force another more word there again. Why not be looking to the top? I'm not going to again. And said they call me to the office of OSP.
I think you explain to me that you come to get paid. You say you carry the tea to the man. After you carry the tea to the man, you come now. So what next now?
And for me, I'll not there.
Nobody you getting very. You say asking you too much question. Hey, the explain things. Say bring your egg and bread. You bring it. Okay, sorry. Now I say sorry now. Okay, sorry.
If you
I will not ask you the question again. Okay, sorry.
when I give you answer now, then you
Okay. Explain again. I'm not asking you no more question again. Okay, that's why now.
go to school. The English say the English.
Okay, sorry. I say sorry now. Sorry.
Say Ali, you take that. You take that.
I'm taking time. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Say I can take that
To explain. Yeah, okay.
No human being in this country loves Josh William Moremi. No, God has not made that person yet. Plus, we have this collective guilt syndrome. Our crewmen, we are crewmen. Tomorrow, when they say hits the fan because of my silence, people will call all crew people. Crew people are not known for being silent when they should speak out. I'm speaking out now. I've talked my own. We're happy. Will the man be withdrawn or rejected by the Senate? At least the record will reflect. And I'm going to make all the radio stations and the newspapers so that my children will know that when a natural-born Nigerian was appointed, our father opposed to it. Our father's friend, His Excellency George Mane Bakubewia, made that decision, and our father looked in his face and said, no. What is wrong with the executive committee of our party meeting with the standard bearer? All elected members of the party are members of the executive committee. When these kind of controversial things are coming, we should go to Jamaica or go to our party headquarters and butcher it. Then we will be selling it. But if some of us hear on radio like opposition people do, then you don't give us enough reason to fight. What kind of appointment the president made and ordinary citizens are paying for spots on radio to go defend it? Does this make any sense to you? Doesn't it smell? It is stink. It is stink. This appointment should be withdrawn by the president. Like I told you, as soon as I get home, I get ready. Wherever the president is today, I will go there. I want to hold his 2 feet on camera and everything else. Real my 2 hands, I'll wash them whatever way they want me to wash my hands. I'll wash them and I'll hold his 2 feet to withdraw this appointment. Let him look.
How can we be trusted to obey the laws of the country when we cannot obey the CPP Framework Agreement? Breaking laws have real consequences, just as real change is a deep commitment to be different. I have been criticized for not being on the Liberian political scene as long as some of my colleagues. And it is true. However, it is not about how long, but about how well. It is not about how long, but about how well. I'm by no means a perfect human being, as there are none. The undemocratic action of one member party in violation of the core values and guiding principles of the CPP, its own constitution and NEC guidelines, has its broader expression on the CPP and reflects wholly on all of us. Either we believe in what we agree to and stand for, or we don't. We simply cannot have it both ways. To change our country, we must choose, as hard as it sometimes will be, not to stand, even with friends, when we know they are wrong. I have made my choice, and it is to stand with anyone who is trying to stand right. I know I will have to stand alone sometimes, or anger some friends and allies by doing so. This too is a price I'm willing to pay for the change I believe we must make to make our country better. Fellow citizens, change must begin with us, with me, with you, with my friends in the ANC.
The defense minister, who is a political head of the army, was tennis. Do you ask the question why? You got to know why? And because of the difference between the defense minister, the CRC, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Liberia. That one led to the staying out of Minister Daniel Zanga. And you know that I know the reason led to that. Second to that, if you follow the program relentlessly, the chief of staff and the deputy chief of staff embarrassed the Liberian government vis-a-vis the Liberian people in general.
How?
They attended the program without their official regalia. If you follow the program religiously, you will notice that after the program, when there was a joint press conference call, the chief of staff and deputy chief of staff had to run into their offices to change because they were told that they were not in their official regalia. What kind of disgrace is this? Where have you ever seen that? Over the last 12 years, under the stewardship of the United Parliament, have you sensed or smelled that? How kind of reckless and our chief of staff to embarrass the Liberian government vis-a-vis the Liberian people in general? You could see the chief of staff of the Republic of Ghana was dressed in his...
I like it.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning, Monserrado. Good morning, My Gibby. Good morning, Bommy. Good morning, Grand Cape Mount. Good morning, Liberia. Welcome to another presentation of the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1 on this bright Monday morning, the 3rd day of April 2023. We've already gone 3 days into the new month. I'd like to say good morning to you, wherever you are. Welcome to the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1. And it's great to be here this morning as usual. With my partner, Dennise Nimpson. It's good to be here this morning. Okay, yes, it's great to be here this morning. This wonderful Monday morning on your radio. And as usual, my partner, Dennise Nimpson, smartly dressed this morning. Yeah, as usual, she's here this morning, smartly dressed. And together, we're about to ride you through the morning on the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1. And our motivational quote for this morning says, experience is not what happens to you. It's what you do with what happens to you. And our African proverb says, thief do not see poverty. Thief do not see poverty. Dennise, good morning.
Good morning, Fidel.
And how was your weekend?
Well, it went well. It was wonderful, and it is good to be back. How was yours?
Well, I had a great weekend, a bit restful, but then I had to come here yesterday evening and as usual, get prepared for this morning. And so that is what we do. That is what we've committed ourselves to. So, well, I'm doing great.
Yeah. Yeah, you talking about smartly dressed, but I'm looking at you customized.
Oh,
With a
yeah.
customized costume or outfit. What is it all about? I'm
Well,
seeing your name, Fidel, on the outfit.
well, I like to look good as usual.
Wow.
Yeah, and looking good, they say, is business.
Money came too soon.
Well, I don't know what the money is here already. Don't make my destiny helper run away. But yes, well, looking good is business, and so we like to look good.
Yeah.
And I know my man Martin Figgins coming send me message again and say, but see, you look good. But looking good is business, you know.
Sure.
And today being a Monday, we also cool. We have to look good. And so, like I said, our African proverb said, thief do not see poverty. It simply means whether you poor, you're not poor, you still gotta have fun. You gotta laugh. Yeah. Nobody will say I poor, so and I enjoy myself. You gotta laugh. So thief do not see poverty. Yeah. And so then he's just give our traffic alert from your end. How is it like from the Congo town, Painesville end?
Yeah, as usual, from the Congo town, Painesville end, like the 540 area, as of 7 a.m., you begin to experience traffic at that area. And also, today the weather is, different. It's changing, and I believe any moment from now there will be a downpour of rain.
Oh, really?
From that end, yes, and yes. So, it's a bit of traffic at the 540 end upward to Single. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so if you're coming from the Bourgeois Island end, be aware of the traffic at Freeport of Monrovia, because there's a road construction ongoing at Freeport, and so you have to be aware of the traffic in the Freeport at the Freeport end there, whether you're from Jamaica Road or you're from the Douala Inn, Lokintown Douala Inn. You have to be aware a bit again. Be aware of the traffic in that area. If you are okay, yeah, if you are coming from the Broadville Inn, you have to be aware of the traffic around the Monrovia Club Breweries Inn. Okay, right by Momo Town. Be aware of the traffic. If you're coming from Carwell, be aware of the traffic at the bridge. I mean, there's a bit of traffic right there as well. And if you are coming from Freeport, I mean, that's the freeway, Japanese freeway. I don't know, for some reason I always confused it there. The Japanese freeway.
Yeah.
You also have to be aware that Somalia Drive. Yeah. You have to be aware of traffic at various junctions: New Georgia Junction, Battersville Junction. The Stephen Talbot Estate Junction is not that much traffic apart, so there's no fear for that. But if you're moving towards the SKD Boulevard 72nd, you also have to be aware of the traffic there. Those are our traffic alerts for this morning on ABC Radio 105.1. And at 9 o'clock this morning, we'll play host to the Executive Director of the Environmental Protection Agency, Professor Wilson Tape. He'll be our guest on the program this morning, and we will be looking at everything that has to do with the Environmental Protection Agency, as well as this quote-unquote 50 billion
Billion.
team. We want to hear from the house's mouth whether there's an existing 50 million
Billion.
billion. I know something about it billion being associated with Liberia. So we'll be finding out whether Liberia is to benefit or has signed anything regarding 50 billion that should come to Liberia. We'll also be looking at the mop up exercise, the report. The essence of doing this is to have you inform the Liberian people. I know you've consumed this information, but last week we spoke about this central bank warning that they sent to borrowers from commercial banks about the state, to pay back their money. But we've told you that the Central Bank of Liberia, through Nathaniel Banks, Mills Jones, gave out over $600 million to businesses across Liberia without due diligence. And that is going back all the rules and regulations, these different regulations regarding borrowing money. They did not go about that. The essence of that exercise was for political reasons. And because it was for political reasons, the due diligence was not done. And that is why we have our economy at this level. And we said the same thing regarding the mop-up exercise. We consider all of this because the mop-up exercise was intended to get rid of excess liquidity on the Liberian market. That was not done expeditiously. And Samuel is the head of the the economic management team, and he did not do due diligence as head of that team. And as a result of that, we have these crippling effects of what that mop-up exercise was about. And so that is why we want to go to that report again and refresh your mind, you the Liberian people, about why we find ourselves in this state. We are not as bad as we were. Admittedly, we are not as bad as we were 2-3 years ago. We are a bit better now. But why is it that we've even at this stage is something why we need to enter that mop-up exercise and find out what went wrong and who should we be holding liable? To refresh your mind, Liberian men couldn't forget. Yeah, so that's it on the program this morning. Let's now go across the country to speak with our correspondent Dennise, and hear what's going on across Liberia. And let's find out this morning on the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1. And of course, we've also heard that there's confusion between Senator Maurice Situma of Bomi County and senatorial aspirant Alex Tyler. And the reason is simple, because the both of them are allegedly involved into buying voters' card. Those who've registered, what they do is they move into these communities, recruit people to go and register. When the people finish registering, they take their cards from them for what they consider as safekeeping as we move to election. So as soon as we get close to election, they get into these same communities, identify the holders of these cards, and they truck you again and take you to, see the kind of hassle that politicians have to go through.
This slavery, I can say.
That's slavery there. the kind of hassle they have to go through just to buy votes. The thing is so sickening. And I hope the National Elections Commission will continue to say this. The sanctity of our democracy will not be pure if we continue to see these kinds of acts perpetrated by individuals who we believe should be responsible enough in society. And this is why we will continue to talk about this. And we've also heard that the National Elections Commission, Dennise, that the National Elections Commission has terminated the services of one of their contractors because they form some kind of interaction with a message sent to the chairman of the Congress for Democratic Change, Moba Molu, indicating that he needed to come and talk with some of our colleagues at a particular center so that they could manipulate the process of registration. But we'll find out from him from this morning what it is. Let's now go to our correspondents across the country, firstly beginning with Prince Womplu from Grand Bassa County, and find out what's obtaining in Grand Bassa County this morning. But if you are watching the live video, kindly share. Let's recognize some of you watching this morning. Levino dos Santos Copa says, good morning, Fidel and Dennise. I'm following from a resident on Emmanuel Dan Avenue, Ashman Street, Dusty Road. And Papi Keita said, good morning, ABC. CDC Pope Success Keita from Dupero. And this one says, good morning, guys. It's from Martin Fagan. And Ruben Cannon says, I'm following you from Gartnersville, Stephen Turbot Estate. Share our live video and follow us and get regular updates on our activities here at ABC Radio. Our man Prince Womplu is patiently on the line. Let's get to him in the port city of Buchanan. Good morning, Prince, and welcome to the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio.
Good morning, Fidel, and good morning to Dennise. It's a pleasure joining you this morning from the commercial capital of Grand Bass of the Kenya.
Good morning.
Now tell us, how is the atmosphere like, the weather?
The rain is giving way to what we consider the rainy season very soon. So last night, there was a heavy downpour of rain. This morning, the ground is still wet in Buchanan City. And the sun is beginning to come up. Yes, the weather condition is better.
Okay, much better than last night. Now tell
That's
us
correct.
what's happening in Grand Bassa County. How is the political atmosphere there, by the way, and registration process as well?
So thank you. The registration process is not very, very free to attend because people are now walking there compared to before. You see, sometimes the centers are saying that up to 10 person register a day. Most of the centers are free now, and people are not sharing themselves, going there one by one, not in group as compared to when it started. On the 20th, but now we see that people are not going freely. They are not complaining compared to before. They are willing to go into the process now.
Okay, that's good.
In terms of politics, you still see that the entire atmosphere here is still centered around where is the superintendent of Grand Bassa County expected to resign because he did mention that he was going to contest. He's going to contest the upcoming election, so therefore we expect to resign from 9 to the 8. There are rumors of a lot of names that are reported all the time that were expected to be appointed by the president. The discussion is still ongoing, as well as the Liberty Party ongoing call for the Unity Party to connect, and the CDC increase in terms of popularity. Somebody would say the representative here in Buchanan District is making the CDC up to another form because he's engaging African community and carrying it well, not just for himself, but also for the CDC as a party.
That's good. Okay, now what is happening in Grand Bassa?
So yes, we are very sure that on our own tour we're able to gather what is expected to be a very factual information. An 18-year-old boy identified Dixon Ujavar got drowned in the Benson River in Buchanan. He has gone in search of case meat for his family satisfaction, somebody would say. So on April 1, the Benson River journalists went there, were reported by community dwellers that a body was discovered in the community. But here's the story, Fidel. Jackson Juj has gone to fetch for case meat, and this is a normal tradition in Grand Bassa County. During the close of the dry season, you understand that most of the waters here get dry, and then people go to fetch case meat and look for other stuff from the water. So it's partly muddy. So Dixon has gone to fetch case meat, and the portion he went to was very muddy. So when he placed his leg into the according to his friends who witnessed him as well, said usually went deeper into the mud. That they too could not go there to help in the process. And so minutes later, usually was announced dead. The 15-man draw was set up by the Crime Service Division of the Liberia National Police, and the draw headed by Jerry Pye. Jerry Pye is the zone leader of Pakistan community that are hosting Benson River as well. And so their result came out and that there was no foul play. He died as a result of drowning. So his body has been turned over to the Liberian National the family, the family for ongoing funeral arrangement.
Now, how prevalent are such cases in Grand Bassa?
Yes, it is indeed a normal thing. Like I said, it's just a traditional process and during the rainy season. And so people, apart from the rainy season or dry season, you see that kids normally go around the area. The Benson River, I think this is our fourth time reporting about death around Benson River. That's a very quiet community on the outskirts of Buchanan. So kids will leave from the heart of Buchanan and go around there and just go enjoy this and a normal thing. Sometimes go there and swim. There's no coordinated activities there. So yeah, on a lot of occasions there have been reported there of young people drowning in the Benson River community in Buchanan.
Okay, thank you so much, Prince. It was nice having you on the program this morning.
Always a pleasure, Fidel.
Okay, he's our man, Prince Yukonje Wampulu from Grand Bassa County, and he's reporting this morning that an 18-year-old man has drowned as a result of going into the swamp, the Benson River, that is. The Benson River to get kiss meat. yeah, to get case meat. All right. Let's go now to Margibi County, where our man Walcott Kirit is smartly posted to speak for the Kakatonians and the Margibians. Let's now go to Margibi County. This is the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1, and coming up at 9 o'clock, like we said, we will play host to the executive director of the Environmental Protection Agency. We'll be talking environment matters. Our man Walcott Kiri is now live from Margibi County, Kakata City. Walcott, good morning. Walcott, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you and good morning to our listeners.
Early morning, you were in a noisy background. Where are you headed to?
Currently, I'm heading towards the 13th Judicial Circuit Court in Kakata, at least to follow proceedings of the various cases in the court docket.
Now, how is the weather in Kakata?
The weather condition is partly cloudy and with the sunshine at 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're expecting a rain, but it will not be soon according to how the weather is shining this morning. But overall, according to the climate condition, the weather is very favorable this morning in Kakata.
I just asked me about the weather, okay, but what is the latest in Kakata City?
Well, as we speak right now, the superintendent of Margibi County, Honorable Jerry Upavani, is on his way to Monrovia, the capital of our nation's Liberia, to attend to the calling of the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, LACC. Reason being, according to Superintendent Jerry Vani, being the vice juror of President Weah in Margibi County and the chairman of the hospital board for CH Reni, are some guys, officials of the hospital management, including the former county health officer, Dr. Fania, and team were indicted for an alleged corrupt act. And he, as superintendent on the health board, need to go and answer to some questions with regards distancing himself and exonerating himself far of being corrupt and not doing business with corrupt officials. So the superintendent is on his way, at least to attend to government functions.
Okay, and how far is this investigation, by the way?
The LACC are now concluding their investigations to come out with a successful outcome as to how the alleged corruption money scandal issue happened at the CH Reni Hospital. And it will be concluded by hearing from the superintendent of the county, Honorable Jerry Upavani, as to making some statement with regards how these guys were indicted, and he as superintendent, how bad he feels about the situation, and he as superintendent wants to see the health system up in Margibi County for the benefit of all Liberians.
Okay, now is a team that is from the LSC still in Margibi County?
No, they have left some 2 weeks back to proceed to head office, at least to compile some reports. And as we speak now, they are not in the county, and Margibi County has a new health officer by the name of Dr. Siane Jackson from Bomi County, replacing Dr. Augustine Julantum Fania, being alleged of being one of the corrupt CHO, bringing Margibi County health system down.
Okay, thank you so much, Walcott. We have to leave it at that. I know there's more information from you later during the broadcast, but we'll join you later. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my brother, and thank you to the team. I remain Julian Walcott-Skiri, the Al Jazeera ABC reporter on top of big stories in Margibi County.
Thank you very much, Walcott-Skiri.
The man added another
the man
title.
has something else there.
Al Jazeera.
Let's now run to Nimba County, where our man Joseph Kekula is smartly posted in Nimba County, and hear from our man Joseph Kekula there, way in Nimba County. Exactly which part of Nimba? Is it Ganta? Is it San Niquili? We need to get him this morning on the program, The Morning Breeze, on ABC Radio 105.1. Our man Joseph Kekula is now on the line from Nimba County. Joseph, good morning. How is Nimba this morning?
Yes, Nimba is fine, and the people of Central Nimba District Number 7 and Saclipie are all fine this morning.
How is the weather in Saclipie?
Just cool, not bright, but little looking like cloudy, you know.
Cloudy, that is. Okay. Tell us what's happening in Saclipie and other parts of Nimba.
Especially in District Number 7, the Saclipie region, grounds were being broken over the weekend by the Belede Development Foundation for the construction of the bridge in 45 meters long. And according to the engineer, the bridge will cost $700 and plus United States dollars. This is a bridge that connects 3 electoral districts in Nimba County. Beneficiaries of, affected communities include District Number 8 and District Number 9 and some part of Bond County as well. Because people use that route to either go to Bond County using the Sointa belt. The bridge is the Yah River Bridge that have been there for long. According to reports, over 50 persons have died, have drowned in our water. And due to that, the citizens, 3 years ago, the citizens embarked on collecting funds to have the bridge constructed. While they have collected presently over $3 million Liberian dollars with some amount of United States dollars. It was last year that Musa Belete with the Belete Development Foundation vowed to build the bridge for the citizens. According to Musa, the bridge is a bedded bridge, which is in the iron leg form, and the pillars will be built and placed over it. And that will cost over $700,000. As we speak, according to Musa Belete, he has paid $350,000 for the bridge materials, and $312,000 United States dollars is expected to be paid for the pillars that will be built to host the bedded bridge. So at the program, there was many persons, over thousands of persons gathered there at the river bank in the Yah River area in Tingley Town to have the groundbreaking ceremony on Friday. The unfortunate thing that many citizens expressed was the absence of the lawmaker of District Number 7, Roger Duma, who did not attend the program but confirmed receiving invitation from the Belede Development Foundation. According to him, he did not attend the program because those who are the PMC, the Project Management Committee, who are from the community, could not communicate with him, thereby putting some skepticism into him, leading him to not have attended the program. But the PMC board chair, Mr. Lando Manta, has expressed a disappointment in the lawmaker and asked the lawmaker to have been there, but they will still settle the problem. But according to him, he has been busy with the project around where the BDF was asked to send invitation, while the local community dwellers will be able to mobilize the local community for the project. That was the role they played, but they were being blamed by the lawmaker in that statement.
Okay.
So that's it.
Okay. So sorry. So tell us exactly how important is this bridge to economic activities in the area?
Many persons from across the river in District Number 8 are involved in the farming, especially crop farming like Peter Boy and other things. Some of them have their rubber farms and cocoa farms across the river, and they found it difficult to have the produce transported to the next community in Saclipie. According to them, they use bags. Even they have wire, the Joey Clinic and the Zambana Clinic and other places find it difficult to have those health equipment or either supplies to the rural communities as well. So they believe that when the bridge is connected, it will be the easier route for them and an easier means of transporting all the materials and goods to the market, and education-wise with school materials and school feedings. these different supplies will be going to the community smoothly. They spend huge money to crossing foods or either their goods to the market by paying motorbike and even paying for the ferry to cross.
Okay, Joseph, thank you so much. It was nice speaking with you this morning, and we hope to hear from you tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Okay, he's Joseph Kakula in Nimba County, where the Mobility Foundation is has broken ground, that is, for the construction of a $700,000 bridge in district number 7 in Nimba County. And we are told the bridge connects 3 electoral districts. That's huge, considering the population of Nimba County. A lot of people will benefit from that bridge. Let's run down to Grand Crew County, what our man Frederick Kume is, to get us up to speed with what's obtaining there. And when I hear up to speed, I can think about somebody. Let's get to Frederick
Grand Crew County.
Frederick Kume in Grand Crew County, to find out what's going there. If we can't get Frederick, then we'll run to Bond County and get to our man in Bond County this morning on the Morning Breeze on the ABC Radio 105.1. Frederick is on the line. Good morning, Frederick. Welcome to the Morning Breeze.
Good morning, and good morning to the people of Liberia.
It seems Radio Athena is relaying our program.
For now, Radio Athena is on the news. They were on the news, so I'm not sure that they are relaying for now, but they have been doing that.
Okay, but let's hear you quickly. What's happening in Barclayville? How is the weather like in Barclayville, by the way?
Yes, the weather is good. The weather is very cool here. Just that yesterday it's been raining, and we've been going through the lot, moving from here and there. The weather condition was not welcoming, but for this morning, it's good. Yes, it's good.
It's good. Okay, nice to hear. Tell us what's obtaining in Grand Crew County. Major happening in Grand Crew.
Well, so citizens of Grand Crew County are said to be living in fear following the grandson murder of a university student, Amon Wise, who came for a visit in the county. Amos came from the Maryland County, and he was sent to Grand Crew to bring some goods, taking the goods to Tebu. But unfortunately, on his way to Tebu, he was hijacked by some unknown men, and he got lost, after which the citizens of Grand Crew, especially Baujiken, because it was around Baujiken areas where he got lost. So the citizens took the initiative, moving around the environment to search Amos Wise for about 4 weeks. They could not see Amos. So due to that, they contacted the police, and when the police got there, they all joined the process. They began to work in the various budget to see how best Amos can be discovered. But later now, after about 5 weeks, that is 1 week now. When they went through the searching process again, Amos was discovered dead, and some parts were extracted from his body, like some parts were distracted from his body, like his eye, his eye. I can only remember his eye because it's what I saw. I can only remember his eye, but other parts were extracted from his body, which is very painful. In Grand Crew, we have entered a year of political struggle, and that draws to the attention of citizens fear that somebody will just be leaving from somewhere, and unfortunately, it will be taken out of the rule, and it is very bad. So for this, the superintendent of the county called on the citizens of Grand Crew to try to be security for themselves, in the sense that once time reaches like the late hours around 10 o'clock p.m., there should be no way that citizens should take that risk, getting behind a motorcyclist and any other person, because she alleged that some of those people have been paid by those officials who are seeking re-elections, to carry on activities, taking humans from the various environments simply because they want to win elections. So she called on the citizens to be security for themselves, and they should not travel with people who did not know, because we have entered a year of political struggle. And this is why recently again, the last time we talked about the correction sector, all of the prisoners, the inmates, at the sector. They broke they broke the whole police station, the police station of the Liberia National Police in Grand Crew. The roof, everything was removed. Just imagine those prisoners were fighting. They were fighting one another and they wanted to escape. And through the intervention of other nearby community members, the citizens, those people were able to be rearrested. And now they are at the police custody door. Grand Crew County is still facing challenge with the prison sector. But then the money agent, the boss of all money agents in the county, let's say, or Secretary Joe provided a thing so that the people can see how best they can work on the police station, and those people can be placed back in cell.
Okay, all right, Frederick. Okay, thank you so much, Frederick. We have to let you go. Time is not our friend. Thank you for being with us this morning, and do have yourself a great day.
Thanks, and it is my pleasure.
Okay, he's Frederick Kuma there in Grand Crew County, where we are told a student of Tubman University has been found dead after a period of gone missing and body parts extracted. And these kinds of situations, Dennise, are associated with ritualistic activities. And again, as we move to elections, the fear that these could be normal occurrences in parts of Liberia. Monrovia is not even exempt. Okay, let's go back. Let's track our Lofa County correspondent on this one right here this morning on ABC Radio 105.1. Okay, if not, let's go to Bon County quickly. Bon County, I mean, sometimes to get our guys very difficult because of network. Be it as it may, let's get to our man. Let's get to our man Nathan Colley in Bon County. Nathan Colley is smartly posted in Bon County. Let's get to him this morning. And on the program, The Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1 with me, Fidel, Saydee, and Dennise Nimpson on your radio. I'm trying to get Nathan Colley from Bon County this morning. Well, I just can't get him. Hello. Okay, let's try that, man. Samuel again. We can get him. Then we'll move on this morning on the program. The Money Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1 on your radio, and we'll bring you tasty breakfast this morning on the radio. But let's try Bapalo County, where our man. Well, we say network can be issue, so we have to leave it at that, Dennise. And okay, let's go to our first. Okay, let's get to Samuel. Quickly. Just receive alert. Let's get to Samuel quickly this morning on the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1
in Lofa
County. Yeah. Let's go to is it still the bread basket, Dennise? Is Lofa still the
we need to ask that question.
Yeah, we need to ask whether Lofa is still the bread basket of Liberia. I mean, let's get to Lofa County now, where our man Samuel Bole is. Samuel, good morning and welcome to the Morning Breeze. How is Lofa?
Yeah, good morning, and Lofa is okay. Everything is going gradually this morning.
That's good. How is the weather like?
Well, the weather is clear, and last night there was no rain, and this morning the weather is clear. Today happened to be one of the market days in Lofa County, like Kolahon, one of the bigger districts. Citizens are almost in the gear now going in the market.
Okay. All right. But what do we need to know aside from what you've just told us? What's happening in Lofa?
Well, when it comes to voting activities on Saturday, a man identified, a 40-year-old man identified as Ire Aman Siviri on Saturday around 10 went to harvest the pan, where was contacted with one of the men in Kovata Hutan to go and help him to harvest the pan. When he went out, he started the harvesting. He harvested about 15 pan. The other one, unfortunately, when he went, he harvested 1 pan here while he was about to cut. The other one, definitely he slipped and fell on the ground. He immediately died on the scene. it becomes serious concern when it comes to the town people, where the communication was sent to the police, and police was able to reach to the scene in Kovata town with the authorities, including the Prama chief from Buchara Manjo. When the police arrived on the scene, they were able to set the 15-man jury. And 15-man jury comprises of other citizens from the other town and also the family members included in the entire process. When they went through the examination of the body, they came back with their finding that there was no foul play. Definitely, it was the accident while he was caught in the pan, he slipped and fell, and seriously, his entire backbone got broken. And definitely, he died on the scene, and they requested that it's time for their body to be laid to rest because of the incident that occurred, that he can't be spent the 9 days, serious something will happen.
Okay.
Definitely the police presented the body to them, and the body was laid to rest. But the fortunate part about it, around October, there's a identical guard woman was admitted at the hospital when he was in pain. And later she went through the operation, but unfortunately she couldn't make it, and the baby suffered. It became serious tension. To then, just imagine 3 days old baby when the mother passed off, and he had been really doing well, providing miracle for this their child. They said about 6 months now, 40. He met his family death. The family members are not convinced. They are saying, well, they are calling upon the humanitarian organization, NGO, individual to come to the IO. Because about fight how they're going to be really feeding this cake up to the maturity stage. You have become their concern.
Okay. Thank you so much, Samuel Bole. Again, it was nice having you on the program this morning.
Oh, thank you, and I'm always available.
Okay, he's Samuel Bole there in Lofa County. It's
an unfortunate situation. Yeah.
Now this is more like from
humanitarian, or
it's an humanitarian situation as it is. The 2 parents are dead, and the 6-month-old child is with other relatives, and he or she who required real care. Our man Nathan Colley now is in Bong County. Nathan is smartly posted in Bong. Let's get to Nathan and speak with him this morning. Good morning, Nathan. Welcome to the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio.
Good morning, William. Good morning to you folks that are listening this morning on the breakfast show this morning.
Now, tell us what's happening in Bong. How is the weather in Bong County? Which part of Bong County are you, by the way?
Posted specifically in Banga, but the weather seems to be very bad this morning. We're expecting a rain this morning.
Okay, rain is expected in Bong County, Banga.
Sure.
Okay, what is the latest development from Bong County, a politically charged county, always charged?
Yeah, I like that question. Politically charged, and as you may be aware that we are in the political season, and they have like the experiment that doing 1 or 2 things, and one of the experiments, the representative experiment a larger quote where they will dedicate more market teachings more market holds at the Manaki in the 2 district number 3, and during the program, couple of citizens were happy because couples are really facing challenges comes to Maki Hobart. He made that promise, and because of the project, little over $4,000, and during the dedication, he plans that he's going to extend the project in the next 2 months or so.
Okay, that's great. He's aspiring for political position.
Yeah, district number 3, the CDC lawmaker,
Okay, the man who beating people all over.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. All right. Thank you so much, Nathan. We have to leave you there, and I hope to get you tomorrow morning.
Thank you for what.
Okay. He's Nathan Colley. Dennise, why do people report every time there's this development project, we hear this adjective attached? Modding.
Yeah,
How modding are these structures that are dedicated by politicians?
People just make more great out of situation.
Yeah,
I see that.
Modding.
State of the art.
State of the art. You know, see state of the art market. you know, see morning market.
Morning market.
Did you have a market for our people, man?
Morning.
Morning. Okay, thank you so much. Welcome back to the Morning Breeze as if we've left. But let's go to our talking points this morning. The first thing is, Dennise, over the weekend, you remember a few days ago, Representative Yeke Koluba alarmed over what he considered as the infiltration of the registration process by those he believed partisans of the Coalition for Democratic Change. And he made specific reference to a young lady in district number 10 who he said was a partisan and was misbehaving or was recruiting people to come to that particular center to get registered, regardless of how whether they were qualified or not.
Yeah.
And he believed that was an undermining of the electoral process, the registration process. And so over the weekend, the National Elections Commission released a statement on the 31st of March.
Yeah.
All right. She released a statement in which she indicated that they've terminated the services of Antoinette Yancey, one of its temporary staff who served as registrar at the Namua English and Arabic School in district number 10 for acts inimical to her status as a BVR staff. And we saw on social media what is purported to be an interaction or a message sent to the chairman of the Coalition for Democratic Change, Moba Molu, from this young lady, telling Moba Molu to get in contact with her so that he now Moba Molu could have a conversation with the rest of those who were doing registration at that center, so they could exercise a bit of flexibility in registering new people at the center, maybe so as not to make the process rigid for those who are believed to be seditious, all right, for their registration process to go on smoothly. So I mean, your initial reaction to this, first of all, and let's see whether we can get what is what they consider. Okay, here is the I like what Dennise to read. I don't know because her nice voice, but here is it. Dennise doesn't have this one right here.
Which one? The release?
No, now they released the message from Anthony. Do you have it there?
Oh yes.
Okay.
It says, "Good morning, chair lady." Is that it right?
Yeah.
Good morning, chair lady. Good morning, chairman Molu. This is Antoinette. I'm one of the NEC workers at Namua Muslim Building as registrar District 10. Please try and reach out to us so we can talk to our co-workers so that they can be flexible with the first time, I think she meant first time voters and other people who want to register in our interest. Let us use the internet too by registering online. Women, bring all the old ladies and first time voters to District 10 to register. Thanks.
Okay, so that is the message that is believed to have been sent to the chairman of the Coalition for Democratic Change and chair lady. I don't know who this chair lady is, but it is believed it came from Antoinette. And if the National Elections Commission took such a step against one of their workers, then I think it is a good step.
Yeah.
Now, it is not that you will bring angels from heaven to do the registration process. Even the chairperson of the National Elections Commission has ties, political ties.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the discharge of your duties, you have to, present yourself as a professional person.
Yeah.
Why we cannot confirm nor deny the veracity of this message, but at the same time, we believe that when you are a worker, especially in such environments, it is incumbent upon you to exercise a degree of responsibility. It doesn't mean that you wouldn't have connection. It doesn't mean that you will not have some kind of party alliance, but do not use the position that you're working in to promote the agenda of the party that you belong to. In as much as we want those who are working in these kinds of position to do what they have to do, but you cannot use it at the detriment of the entire country. And I think those who are doing this, and I'm told there are a number of them, not necessarily working for the CDC, but working for other political parties as this registration is ongoing. Some are even working for politicians. They give leeway to politicians to bring in people from different places because they want the registration process to be in their favor, in the favor of these politicians.
Yeah.
So it is hard time those who are working with the NEC exercise a degree of neutrality, because we do not want this election process to be polluted. As is normally said, people begin to win elections just from the registration process, not even the voting pattern, but just the registration process. So it is important. And I think the NEC needs to extend these kinds of actions, and they have to be vigilant. You do not have to see screenshots. You just need to see the conduct of your people, the way they behave, and be able to step on them and let them stop.
Yeah, in as much that the NEC has terminated her contract, it shows that this is authentic, and meaning that I think they have done their own due diligence in terms of investigating whether this is true, and they have found out that it is true. That's why they terminated her contract, because without evidence they cannot, terminate the contract. And I believe it is something that perhaps she has been doing over time, and someone saw the need to expose her. And this shows that you are at a particular position, and with this kind of conversation, one may think that perhaps you may even register people who are not eligible to vote because of your own interest. So if you make flexibility fees or make things flexible with co-workers, anyone from your side of interest can come and with someone who is unqualified to have the voter registration card, you can issue them that voter registration card. And this speaks to the fact that indeed the need for NEC to put its feet to the ground and ensure that those who are working are doing what they should be doing, because with this kind of situation, it raises alarm, and people will kind of say the process is not credible. The process is not transparent or fair if you have people who are taking side and calling on others perhaps to come and register people who may not be eligible. Let's agree that perhaps everyone you has their interest and say, come to this side, will help you to register. But if you want to do it at the detriment of others, meaning anybody that come in, as long as your own interest, you allow them to register, and this is wrong. We cannot have this being done in our process. And it's a good step taken by NEC, to terminate the contract, and hope this can cut across, because as it relates, we are seeing message from the ruling establishment, meaning that she's in line with the CDC. And like you said, there will be other oppositions, perhaps, other who are doing on the other side for others. It may not necessarily be the ruling establishment, for other parties who have their own side of interest. So if these things are ongoing, there's a need that put to stop to ensure that we have a credible process, that will have people who are eligible to have the voter registration cards can be issued their cards, to have them partake in the process.
Exactly, Dennise. We must ensure that the process is credible, and the credibility of the registration process is an indication of how credible the voting process will be. If we begin to see signs and symptoms of a lack of credibility, potentially the voting process will also be flawed. All right. And just in line with this whole registration thing in Bombing County, they say monkey can leave a black hand behind, right? So is the case with Alex Tyler. I mean, he and Maurice Etuma, another, another crook. I mean, they've been at loggerheads regarding voter tracking and taking of voter registration card for safekeeping. And so Front Page Africa is reporting this morning that the two individuals, their supporters, on the one hand, Alex Tyler grabbed a man, Situma supporters, and go put them in jail. You see, Maurice Etuma people, they go in communities, collecting people to go register and taking the cash from those people and keeping them in their custody.
Yeah.
So he found somebody who went and arrested these people and took them to the Zone 6 police station in Broadville. Now, interestingly, Situmantu feels injured. And so he decides that, oh, you put my people in jail? Okay, my set to coming. So, I mean, they back and forth. But when you look at the history of these two individuals, look, if you've worked in the interest of your people, Dennise,
yeah,
there is absolutely no reason why you will involve yourself into trucking
all
people.
of these things, yeah.
There's no reason. Morris Setuma has been senator for how many years now? I think this is the second term, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I stand to be correct. I think okay, no, the first 9 years.
The
first term.
9,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, this is the first
recently.
Yeah. So you've worked for those number of years. Aren't the people convinced that you are the one who is to carry them through the next 9 years? Haven't they seen your workings that you have to be allegedly involved into, I mean, buying a voter card or trucking of people to register? Then now prints you can point to as convincing factors to the people who you want get you re-elected. I mean, these are questions that these people need to ask themselves. We are going for, you've been for 9 years. Is 9 years not enough to have implanted your footprint in the minds of these people? Or is it that you've not been doing what you ought to do? That is why it is a good thing for you to truck people. Is it? Alex Tyler, you've said that you've lived with the people, an indication that they should know what you're worth. What is the rationale behind you trucking people to go vote? Or allegedly buying cards from people, I mean, because you want them to vote you. Now, this clearly is an indication of how legitimate illegitimate your presence is in that county. And I said this to all of you who are doing this trucking of people from one district to another because you want them to register in your district. If you had any sense for that matter, what you would do is when you are elected is to work in the interest of your people and not to allow yourself to just sit supinely, wait for election period, and then you start to truck people. That is an act of irresponsibility. And I don't know how they see. And for some reason, older people are involved in it is easier to say that man, I mean, he politically immature, man. Why you doing that thing? But what's about the old people that been there since Charlie King time, that been around politics in our country since Charlie King time? Those ones, do they have to also do that too? These people are undermining the sanctity of our democracy. And we continue to say this. We must sound repetitive, but this is the reality. That you do not have a democracy like ours that is fledgling and then allow people to take people from one place to another. But you see, Dennise, the sad thing is, you know, our people, we attribute this to poverty.
Yeah.
We say the people poor. But if you don't take concrete action, I mean, if you don't make the needed sacrifice now, my people, this will be a visual circle. I mean, anybody will come, they say, I ain't got to do nothing in that district, man. I just need to keep some money. Election time, I just go for some people in all the districts, take them all around there, and just carry them, they will vote for me. I will get elected or I will get re-elected. That would be the visual circle.
That's so bad.
And it's very bad. We are crippling our democracy, and this is becoming a norm because those corrupt people in the past did it, and they were not brought to check. So those who are, to some degree, who look, you know, look like they're looking decent, they feel, so they ain't talking, I have to enter this indecency.
Yeah.
So they are crippling our democracy and making our whole voting process look like not serious. Dennise, we in so.
Yeah, indeed. And Fidel, shifting a little bit before I talk about this whole voter, you know, talking, we have been talking about it. And, you know, it is seen to be a norm now in our society where people will be chalking people. But I like to look at the issue of Alex Tyler. Alex Tyler being a speaker, former speaker, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand, you know, the issue when it comes to our Liberian politicians. The man has served. He has occupied a position at the House, right? He has served as representative, speaker. So what is it that he's looking for again to come back into, this race? And it is something that we need to look at. The last time we're talking about our lawmakers asking for some kind of benefit and what have you. This man has served for quite a longer period. And now, are you telling me that you are the only person in that county that should be lawmaker? Yes, should be lawmaker. At this time, he should be thinking about providing jobs for people, ensuring, in terms of other activities that he can carry out. But you cannot see our house of all the legislature as a money-making thing, as if you are broke and you feel that there is no way around, then you want to clinch to, a representative position or senator position because you want to gain, you want to amass wealth for yourself. And this is bad. The likes of Alex Tyler, I don't think they should be encouraged where people will serve, the legislature, and after some time again, you are back. Why did your people vote you out?
That's the question.
Why? You have been any power, and there have been other issues surrounding corruption or perhaps other issues that you people face during that period. And now you are coming back to, to say you want to gain power again in your county and not doing it the rightful way. Your name is now out there that you people are talking, you people are buying card. And this is sad for our democracy. This is sad for our country that people of such will be parading our political, spectrum or landscape. That each time they leave power, they want to come back because why? They cannot sustain themselves outside of government job, outside of the House of Representatives or the legislature to amass wealth for themselves, and that's not in the interest of the people. So the issue of the both of them, the Alex Tyler and the Morris Situma, hold the people of Bomi County, can make decision. But issue like this, we cannot be, overly speaking about that when we have people who I don't see them being in the interest of their county, because you have served before, you were not favored by your people. Even in I think 2020, right, or some the special election with
snow flogging.
Yes. So you are coming back, Fidel. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, I mean that's how sad it is, Dennise, and it's so bad. Alex Tyler presided over the House of Representatives when these quote unquote 60 concession agreement, 66.
Bibo, right?
Yeah, the Bibo 1 and Bibo 2 situation. So what have you got to offer that you did not offer the people of Bomi County? Then you go in there and you have to do that through trucking. Yesterday our intern reported that there were individuals in the red line market area standing by on a Sunday.
Yes.
The people group are there.
Yeah.
They're waiting for car to come for them to get on the car and go Maggie County to go vote.
Yeah.
Now our to go register. Because the Chrissy cow they take from Mali, that plenty of our people they give it to.
Yeah.
Now we are told that this morning the truck was arrested yesterday. The truck was arrested in Kakata City.
Good.
Because these people were trucked to go there to go register. My people,
that.
We say the thing here to you every day. The poverty you're crying for, the poverty that all in.
Bringing it on themselves.
Yeah, that all in. Yeah. The solution to getting rid of poverty is not to take $10, $5, $15 from somebody to go in a district to go register. They're not the solution there. That one, it only meant to give you food for that day. The real solution is making the needed sacrifice and stay in the district in which you reside to register.
Yeah.
That is the real sacrifice. And making sure that the individual that you elect in October is an individual that represents your aspiration.
Exactly.
As a person. And not because you were coerced or you were given money induced to go and register somewhere. Some of you're not like it, but they say monkey John, they eat pepper. But how long they monkey here will keep eating pepper?
I say.
Why not this monkey forget about pepper for today, or tomorrow, and make the sacrifice that will make monkey start eating shawarma? Oh, you think monkey is supposed to eat shawarma? Be there. Monkey is supposed to eat shawarma too, but monkey will not eat shawarma
because of the kind of decision.
Yeah, the decision the monkey keep making. because of the decision the market keep making. So I'm saying to you, we are saying to you this morning, my people, we will continue to inform you. We will not get tired with it here, but it is important that you avoid yourself being used as a tool, as a political tool to get people to power at the behest of your own future and your children's future. That's not the way to go.
Yeah.
That's not the way to go. Now, let's run over this thing quick. Last week, we had an issue with the Central Bank of Liberia. And basically, it's not that the Central Bank of Liberia does not have the right to inform borrowers from commercial banks, to pay their money. That was not our point. Our point was the Central Bank herself. Let's make this practical so you can understand. You, the head of the family, right? And you got some money keeping for the family where you was here, somebody was here, one of your family here, you take that money, and instead of going by the process in which you will give loan to family members, your person ain't do it. The person take the money and just start giving it all like that. Giving it all like that. With no record, with no trace, with no paper trail, just giving it all like that. That debt they gave all for the family, you not call that devil, but somebody in the family who running their private business, you telling them, even though the person credited to people who's supposed to pay to, but you telling them, oh, how the hell the family here? The debt that you get, the money you get to people, you must go let it. And the people who take money from Dennise Nimpson, they must go and pay Dennise Nimpson money back. What's about the money that you two gave out for them to pay? Why you won't pay it?
You're not talking about
Why you're not talking about it yet? So this is the position of the Central Bank of Liberia. The Central Bank has not collected the money Mills Jones gave out for loans. They've not done that yet. In fact, they have no trace to how that money was given out because Mills Jones was infested with the mindset that he wanted to be the president of Liberia, so they allow him to get the money out. And up to today's date, Mills Jones has not been questioned by the government of Liberia, whether they past or present. They've not questioned Mills Jones. Now, I am saying this because I believe those are some of the reasons we've seen the kind of economy that we have at hand now. It was bad 2 years ago. 3 years ago, it was worse. A little has been done about this. So I believe had Mills Jones used that money for the intended purpose, the sole purpose of giving out legitimate loans to people, the money would have been paid back. And as a result of that, we wouldn't suffer liquidity problem as we did during the onset of the CDC government. And that continues to have a trickle-down effect on the state of the economy presently.
Exactly.
That is not only that. Because of the liquidity issues that we face, the government of Liberia, through the Central Bank of Liberia, decided that they would have done an exercise that would have wiped out excess liquidity. That was the mop-up exercise. Was that process done to the liking of what the procedures and processes of doing a mop-up exercise entail? Of course not. And who are those to be held liable? The central bank governor then, Nathaniel Petrie, and the head of the economic management team, Samuel Twe. Those are the individuals. But why are we not talking about these things? We've forgotten so soon. We are almost into election. And hey, pretty tell me, all of us will be clamoring for the re-election of President George Weah. But those are the issues Liberians will be pointing to. That you did a mop-up exercise of $25 million, even though you did not exhaust all of the $25 million, $17 million was used. But there's a report from the General Auditing Commission on this mop-up exercise. And there are a few observations, Dennise, that I want us to point out. From the General Auditing Commission. Well, I downloaded this report. I read this report, but my interest now is what the Auditing Commission found out. That is the key point of concentration this morning. And Dennise, our country is in a bad place. Because we believe that there are people in our country that are above the law. And because we have this mindset, so we are in a revolving circle.
And such will cripple our country.
Because let me tell you, you know how people operate in Liberia, Dennise? We based present officials based their actions on past officials.
Yeah.
If precedence was not taken on those who operated in the past, there is a tendency that those who are operating now will do sin.
They will always say, "Oh, leave Liberian people."
That's
That's not there 2 weeks
good.
discussion. Right after 2 weeks, we
Dennise,
finish with that.
you understand where I'm coming from, and because we've not set precedents, that's why people are allowed to go scot-free.
Yeah,
this is what the General Auditing Commission found out.
Yeah,
they have different layers of people who benefited from the mop-up exercise, who received money. The first layer are entities listed by the CEL, but indicated that they did not participate in the mop-up exercise.
Okay.
So they tell you, say, Dennise and associate, they say they gave you money.
Yeah.
But we call Dennise and associate after the mop-up exercise, they say,
they did not receive.
We receive money.
I don't know what that money you're talking about.
What you're talking about. So 15 entities with the amount of $491,769, pretty close to $500,000. See, we don't know nothing you're talking about. We don't know these entities. 15 of them
in a Liberian way. Don't bring your ballot.
Don't bring your ballot to me. We don't know about it. They play economic management team. Some of the people tell that we don't know about it.
Yeah.
The next group, they are entities that participated in the mop-up exercise per CDL records, but did not receive per Liberia business. I mean, they did not receive per Liberia business registration records. That means 27 entities. They received the money. But when you go to Liberia business registry,
no record
for them. Say the people that register businesses. And what I know, when loans are given out to institutions or even payments are made to institutions,
yes,
you are requested to bring your tax clearance. You are requested to bring your business registration. But these guys were just dishing out money to people. 27 entities. 27 entities receive money. But there's no registration records.
That is so bad.
And the amount that they received up to $702,690.
Yes.
That's the money they received. Over $500,000
being dished out.
To people. Then you're asking, where the economy looking like that? Then you're asking, why the economy was looking like that? Because of this. The next group of people, entities that participated in the mop-up exercise for CBL workers, but did not answer or reply to our telephone calls and text messages.
Imagine that.
How many of them? 52.
52.
They say they received the money as per the record.
Yeah.
They received the money. But CBL call. Nobody pick up. Messages were sent. Nobody reply. 57. Look, Dennise, if you were doing your analysis, out of 57 persons that you're trying to reach,
52. Yeah.
I mean, 52 persons you're trying to reach. At least 10 persons will answer and say,
yes,
hello, Dennise, how are you?
Yeah.
At least 10 persons will answer. But 52, nobody answer. Nobody reply to a message. How much did they receive?
Over $1 million.
Over $1 million.
Yeah.
$1,092,292 that 80 people didn't receive.
Kind of money.
That 80 receive. Then you asking us why the economy looking like that? You asking us why the economy looking like that? It looking like that because former bank governor Nathaniel Petrie, in collaboration with Samuel Tuwe, that they the one did this mop-up exercise.
Yeah.
That didn't do it.
The people play a lot of fun out of Liberia. Yeah, they say, don't matter people, man, that thing will pass.
It will pass.
Millions you are talking about.
We reminding you.
Get an account of that.
We reminding you. We few months away from election. Yes. We reminding you that if anything, Liberians make decision against George Weah because he didn't do this, he didn't do that. People like Samuel Tuwe,
who has been careful for 6 years at one position,
that they the one will be responsible. Let's go back, Dennise.
Yeah.
The last group of people, entities that participated per CDL records in the mop-up exercise, but were not in operation during the field visit. Hey, Dennise, you say you company, you operating, but few months after we gave you money, because this money was meant to stimulate economic growth.
Yeah.
So you get the money out. Then few months, the company now in operation again.
Yeah.
How many were they? 8. They were not in operation again.
Imagine that.
8.
My ghost.
They were not in operation again.
Disappear.
We get the money. Then after a few more, go back to the company. I thought the money is supposed to help you to grow.
Yeah.
Why you not out of business? So we say 163,000 according to the report.
Yeah.
$446 was given to these people. 8 entities. 8 entities. They're not existing.
No accountability.
But then they get that money, the manager will have their board.
Yeah.
So this is why due diligence is important. When you occupy a public position of that nature, like the central bank governor, the minister of finance, it is expected that due diligence will be done. The Bogota didn't do due diligence.
Nothing like that.
They just go. I mean,
and they cannot tell me that they just carry the money to give to people, businesses, and they cannot locate those business
that's
entity.
absurd.
That's not true.
That's not true.
You may know those people you gave the money to, and you know it's because our society, the issue of accountability, people don't hold people by what they do. So it's like, oh, like you said, precedent cases. This person has done it before. There's nothing been done. So if I do it, will be the same thing, you know. And that man, Samuel, he knows how to talk, and he would just, you know, talk things up. And people say, yes, the man is, you know, he knows his job. Whereas he's crippling, you know, our economy, and our economy is dying gradually. At the end of that, he had no option but to rely on the IMF. The IMF that many countries will deny, you know, that offer because they know the harmonization issue, what it takes and how it will hamper their economy. Yeah.
So you see, so now the report, they know the economy was bad. What else did he resort to? Let's do, what did they say? What you call that? You got funny jargons, then he let you say. They're reducing people's salary.
Oh, the harmonization.
Yeah. The boss no wars. He started with the whole harmonization. Harmonizing people pay. Look, it is illogical. Everyone knows that salaries are always on the upward curve. So if you decide to drop people downward, there will be dissatisfaction. And we are putting these things out so you will know that these are people who are going to this election process very angry.
Yeah.
Very angry. And they are angry, not only are they angry, but because their source of risk in some of these cases, most of those who were harmonized, and they have a political excuse for it. They say they were making plenty of money, more than other people. The other person was making their money, other person was making their money.
Yeah.
But Dennise, even in a professional environment with international NGOs, people can be of the same level in terms of terms of reference.
Yeah.
But you are giving a little more over your colleague because of your job experience and you know your qualification.
Yeah.
Those are factors that are considered. So the only thing our men who have been was, you know, some people they were giving them special money, they were giving the other people special money. That was the excuse they gave. But the number of persons that went through this harmonization process, they were, if you not know, they are angry.
Yeah.
Very angry. Who made this possible? Samuel Toy and his folks. Nathaniel Petrie.
Yeah.
That man, the just resigned, they gave a package, he wept, he bought, he left. So that page of Liberia history, the monetary aspect of our country is polluted with what we've seen through the mop-up exercise. There've been mop-up exercise prior to this administration. Those processes have gone on smoothly. Even if there were discrepancies, those discrepancies are not as visible as we see this one. But what do we do? Samuel don't know, or I mean, he's still at the Ministry of Finance,
controlling affairs the past 6 years.
Yes.
All of those issues that have been coming up against him, there's no step has been taken.
Nothing.
So he feels comfortable, where he is, and feel that he's untouchable. That no one can, tell him anything that will happen.
So as we move to these elections, we will be pointing out hotspots to you that you should be aware of, could be the decision that will lead to the decision of people not voting the president.
Yeah.
So you can know those individuals that are involved in these things, so that at the end of the day, you do not hold us responsible.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you do not hold us responsible,
Mm-hmm.
so that you are aware that the president's re-election bid is hinged on his officials.
Yeah.
And that is why it's important. And let's fly over this resignation thing. Our guest is already here. Let's fly over this resignation thing, Dennise. You know, April.
I was just about to say we are not seeing
any resignation here.
Have you heard about anyone?
No.
Yeah.
So we've not heard about any resignation.
There shouldn't be business as usual. You know, and the president would say something and you don't see it, taking effect. People just relax. And no one wants to monitor the process. As it is now, there are a lot of officials who are usurping, or going against that code of conduct. But till now, no one has come up. I think everyone is waiting for their friend to take the first step.
Yeah.
So since no one has done that, everyone just relaxed. And today is the 3rd, right? The 3rd of April. And we on Friday will be the 7th. So perhaps, I don't know, but
maybe they won't resign on midday, or what are they waiting for to resign? Now, the essence of the president issuing that executive order was to ensure that public officials do not use their offices for any electioneering purpose.
Yeah.
So that others who are in the process of wanting to represent their people do not experience a level of what I would say, they do not get disadvantaged as a result of those people using their offices.
Their resources.
So it is clear that the president wants these people to resign. So why you can't resign? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for to resign? I mean, we expand on this issue tomorrow, Dennise, and we'll name some of those who are supposed to resign, because we know say they're contesting, and it's clear. We know they're supposed to resign. 077-105-100, 055-105-100 are the numbers to call this morning on the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1 with me, Fidel Saydee, and Dennise Nimpson. And we've been looking at this mop-up exercise. I mean, and the effect it has had on our economy, as well as the $600 million that was given by Mills Jones under the guise of being poverty doctor.
Yeah.
While his real intent was to actually contest in the presidency. I mean, to give him some kind of dual advantage over his opponents. Let's go to the phone lines right now. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Fidel.
Good morning, my brother.
Yeah, my name is Jeremiah J. Koo. I call from issue number 17.
Okay.
Yeah, my brother, pertaining the resignation business, my attention has been June to it. I want to ask a question. Do we have any law called a code of conduct?
Well, as it is now, we ain't see anybody going by the code of conduct. We not see no ombudsman, nothing, but we expect them to go by the executive order.
Fidel, let's take for example, if we heard that you are the host for this show that you are on, we can hear your voice. Are you the host for that show?
What are you implying?
To say? Yes.
But I want to say, you are not a host enough. I don't let people to talk about code of conduct, because they lawyer. It can't see anything. It's not active at all.
You're right, and that's why we're not making specific reference to the code of conduct, but the executive order issued by the president.
They code of conduct. Realistically speaking, it's supposed to be done the thing of October 2022.
Okay, my brother. Thank you so much. Let's go to another person. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Michael. I do come from this to be precise.
Okay.
I follow you through the Facebook Live, and I think what you guys are saying, it makes sense. The national court of whosoever person we have appointed, that they should have resigned before this week. But looking at some of them, they are waiting at the time of April shell. So we are still calling on them this morning that they should find means and resign, because we don't want them to use our resources to go and campaign.
Yeah.
Okay, my brother.
Yeah. So there's a national call to all those ministers that we are appointed, that they should resign before Wednesday.
Thank you, my brother.
Okay, those that have interest.
Yeah, those that have interest. Of course, we do know those that have interest. Of course, they're moving around. You see the posters around encouraging people to register.
Yeah.
John J. Bapwe, what's her name from?
Josephine.
Yeah, Josephine Davis from District 10. There are a host of them.
Yeah.
Moses Colley from Lofa County. What's his name? A host of them. They're plenty.
Yeah.
They're plenty. Then I was supposed to see resignation letter flying here and there. And it's important because of the sake of transparency. These individuals who are resigning, the executive mansion should state clearly, put on your Facebook page or your website, as soon as so person now resign,
we receive
letter from them.
Yeah.
They resign, because you don't want to see it as the president's mandate being disrespected by appointed officials. Again, it brings the legitimacy of the president into question, or the power of the president will be questioned. Because if in the eyes of the public, the president's executive order is not being followed by appointed officials, it means there's disrespect right there. And once you give that sense of belief to the public that the president has been disrespected by his appointed officials, then they themselves, of course, they will start disrespecting. And we don't want that.
And people should learn to live by integrity and, operate by that. You as a person, you do things for today and tomorrow, how the record, people will look at you in the future. You cannot be at a certain position and hoping for another and wanting to be at that same position. So that crab mentality, you want to hustle and hustle. You don't want to leave one before any situation perhaps you lose. So you don't want to leave, and it is bad. We cannot operate like that as a country. Yeah,
we can't.
Yes,
our resources as scarce. The government is doing all it can to ensure that all of its citizens benefit from the resources, and so we can't do it.
Yeah.
Then you in one position. I mean, tomorrow we'll do a list of those officials who should have resigned by now.
Yeah.
As per the president's executive order, because we know they're contesting.
Yeah.
But again, and I want to appeal to the president. Look, Mr. President, you see, in Liberia, we were just speaking of precedents a few minutes ago. When precedence is not set, there's a tendency for repetition of a particular action. And this will send a signal to the public that you not get control over the people that you're appointed.
Exactly. You know what it means for the president to give executive order, and by this time, nobody have done anything.
Yeah. Say, even if they resign, nobody more resign in their heart.
Yeah.
Other than won't see their resignation letter.
Yeah.
Let's see the letter and say, oh, John Brown resigned for so and so.
Yeah.
Even, and I am afraid that there could even be individuals who've resigned on paper, but in reality,
they are still occupying
their positions. They're still receiving salary.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised when we start seeing things like that. And that's why we start an investigation in that regard to see whether you stay functioning, even though you say you resign.
Yeah.
Whether the resignation that now on paper, it should be real.
Yeah.
Because again, this is about the authority of the president.
Yeah.
If individuals do not resign and they acting like they resign, the authority of the president will be questioned.
Yeah.
Again, they're not something you want to see happening. And Emmanuel Gongwe made some. I listened to the news this morning and I heard Emmanuel Gongwe making some sort of
the president is in the wrong in terms of, because that should have been done earlier and what have you.
No, besides the members, threatening comment or Dennise. You didn't listen to the news this morning?
Okay, this morning.
Oh, the men say even when a blood share blood, and because we don't want President we are to be. Look, you see, to whom much is given, much is expected, Dennise. And so when people have privileged positions, we expect them to use those positions in a wise manner.
Yeah.
But when people start making statements that undermine the peace of our country, then it's unfortunate. Let's take this last person and go for our break. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Fidel.
Good morning, my brother.
Yeah, I'm on the Speedwood Alliance, the Populars. I'm the national chairperson of Regular Sedition. I think your conversation is very welcoming. As Sedition, I think those who are part of the party that want to contest Council 2, I think they are on the revolutionary mandate to actually resign before the 7th. We are watching them with evil eyes, and I hope they will not disrespect the president mandate because as a ruling party, you should lead and people follow. So all partisans within the video of the CDC on the mandate of the president to retire their position before the 7th. So we hope and pray that they not disrespect the mandate of the president. Because if that they don't resign their position, I think opposition that actually taking such position, we want to give respect as well. So thank you also much for the program and discussion.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you very much. Dennise, again, I'm trying to, okay, I think I have it here now, but this, in my mind, is irresponsible.
And hope the president didn't make that remark and just throw it in the air and say, I will do it. You know, I would just say that. So anything you say that, anything you don't go by it, Mr. President, please make sure your executive order is adhered to.
It's adhered to. It's important. All right, let's hear Emmanuel Gongo, and I hope we can spend a few minutes on it when we come back.
Few of the people came and surrounded me, and I was laughing at them, RIA. And I said, look at these people. They're pretending to understand violence. They don't know I'm a master of violence. Look, in the struggle, if it requires that we kill people, we'll kill people for the survival of revolution.
That's that. I mean, that statement is irresponsible. But you see, Dennise, let's say Labros read that too.
And he's a political leader now, right?
Yeah,
the EFFL.
Yeah, that political
party now.
So, I mean, it's sad for our country, and I hope people can open their eyes and see, I mean, where these people are going wrong. But let's go for our break now, right now, on ABC Radio, The Morning Breeze, on your radio with Fidel, Saydee, and Dennise Nimpson on the program. At 9 o'clock, coming up after the break, we'll play host to the Executive Director of the Environmental Protection Agency, Professor Wilson Tape. He'll be our guest on the program this morning.
Rovia. Yes, Rovia Logistics is back. Have you been looking for a one-stop shop to rent and hire machineries of all types? Look no further. Rovia Logistics Incorporated is the answer. Rovia Logistics has a wide range of machines like dump trucks to haul your sand, red dye, crush rocks, and border rocks.
As for your construction needs, do not worry. Rovia Logistics have all sizes of yellow machines to meet your desire. They have machines like bulldozers, compactors, excavators, forest machines, backhoes, and many more.
The interesting part is you get to hire them hourly, daily, or monthly. And that's not all. They also rent pickups of all types like Toyota Tacoma, Nissan Frontiers, Ford F-250, and they are equipped with all-wheel drive options for bad road conditions. Locate Rovia Logistics Incorporated right at the corner of McDonough and Carey Streets on the Kakata Highway, Copper Farm area in Fidel, around the University of Liberia campus, or locate our head office on Randall Street.
Contact Rovia Logistics and cell numbers 0777-874-231 or 0888-726-172. You can also email them on rovialib@gmail.com.
Better still, WhatsApp Rovia Logistics on 0777-874-231 or message them on Facebook, Rovia Logistics Incorporated. Rush now for quality services at affordable prices.
Kafuma.
Yeah, man.
Okay, Kafuma. Dress one.
Man, London, I don't see you. But anyway, I'm going to phone for you.
But man,
what you get to go on now?
Nothing much with my man. I just stay out of trouble at all.
Trouble?
Yeah.
You say you are, huh? Nothing else to do to you. Huh? I'm going to bring you the woman called power.
Yeah, but just bring the power by. Let me watch that conversation small, man.
Hey, conversation?
Yo.
What did I do?
I mean, that power come for about.
Okay. My brother, oh, Takuma, my man. My brother, 4 now. You pay me the power, yo. No. Hey, come on. I'm on a minute. I don't know. Don't worry. Yeah, be more, man. Oh, wow, man, you're not going to talking.
My man, just bring the power one. That one on your business. I'm going to say, you know.
Man, yeah, man. That one, I know. That's power.
Thank you, man, Kafuma. Thank you, man. Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you.
So, tell me now. That would be the trouble now. You don't have it.
Nah, I'm on level. What day? Yo, my man.
You catch a level, man.
No, man, go for payback. I'm not like you that one part. Trust her on it. No cheating. She ain't get a problem with that one. But problem there.
What's to the point now? Talking understand nothing. Because, you see, when you get a better woman, then you not get a woman.
I say problem there because every level got your own devil.
Now what kind of devil now?
Kafuma. Man, two get job. Muna and Bindu. They come to me.
But, my man, I'm not saying no trouble in our home.
My man, you give me a chance. But listen now, you give me a chance so I can explain myself, or you just be cutting in front of me. Okay. They try to me and say they asking me for something.
I know you say, what is it?
Hey,
what is that? I know.
Hey, my man, I beg you.
I'm not talking. What you talking? I'm not talking.
The girl can't talk about they want to go to school.
Somebody, no. You know
what?
Somebody can do it.
And then my wife. What body? Who else? Who else now? Yeah?
You know that coming, yeah?
No, tell me.
I think if I say we think say you don't know.
So who are you married with?
Oh, you don't know?
You tell me now. I can ask you.
Okay. Tell it to me now because you see, Kapuma, all the other men are in the Karabatan.
Gifty, where did you get the bricks you used to build your house? See how strong the bricks look.
I got them from Rovia Bricks. Do not tell me you have not heard about Rovia Bricks.
You mean they are located in Liberia?
Yes, Angie. Rovia Bricks is a division of Rovia Logistics Incorporated, and they offer a variety of concrete products for all your construction needs. They have 6, 7, 8, and 4 inches blocks. That's not all.
Tell me more.
Rovia Bricks have coverts for rows and well, cornerstones, Colombo blocks, yard tiles, sand, be it smooth, rough, and mixed. They even have red dye for land filling and crushed rocks of all sizes.
How can I get to them?
You can locate Rovia Bricks right at the corner of McDonough and Kerry Streets on the Kakata Highway, Copper Farm area in Fidel, around the University of Liberia campus, or locate our head office on Randall Street. Call Rovia Bricks on 0777 874 231 or 0888 726 172. Email them on rovialib@gmail.com. Better still, WhatsApp them on 0777 874 231 or Facebook Rovia Logistics Incorporated.
I'm calling them right now for that man's swampy land. No time to waste.
Man, take it easy.
Bokonjida Group of Companies, a 100% Liberian-owned company with over 20 years of experience, is the name that stands tall in the microfinance, construction, and general services industries. At Bokonjida Group of Companies, we pride on character, integrity, honesty, confidentiality, and creditworthiness. Approved institutions or entities under the microfinance service include House of Representatives, Liberian Senate, General Services Agency, Financial Intelligence Unit, and General Auditing Commission. Others include Governance Commission, Cooperative Development Agency, Ministry of Gender, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, National Public Health Institute of Liberia, National Port Authority, Group of 77, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Our construction services include the construction of residential and commercial buildings, while the general services include apartment renter, apartment for lease, furnished apartments for short stay, general printing services, and a yard with swimming pool to host events. Bokon Junior Group of Companies is located on Capitol Hill in Monrovia. For more information, call us on cell numbers 0770-520-958 or 0777-017-603, or better still 0886-622-559, or email us at Bokonjida Group of Companies at gmail.com. Bokonjida Group of Companies. Nunde.
Wanna see all my people progress. I like it. I like it.
Okay, welcome back to the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1, and our guest is pretty seated in studio this morning. And yeah, it's great to see the old man in this morning. Looking very sharp, Dennise, and I mean, yeah, very sharp. Again, good morning, Professor Wilson Tape, and welcome to ABC Radio.
Good morning, Fidel. Good morning, Dennise, and my young son. Good morning, and good morning to all of our friends, brothers, compatriots in Radio Land. Good morning.
Okay.
And how was your weekend?
Oh, thank God.
How was it getting here?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. We thank God for a very good weekend.
You must have gotten up very early this morning, considering where you lived.
No, I usually get up 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh,
My
that's
day
good.
begins at 3 o'clock.
I mean, at your age, still getting up 3 o'clock?
I've been doing that a long time.
And this
I'm
is
used to it now.
I need to adapt that.
I tell you. But again, welcome to ABC Radio. It's nice having you. We'll have a good conversation as far as we know.
Yeah, I hope so. And thank you for a good studio.
Yeah, well,
Thank you.
Welcome. We're trying to do the best we can for the motherland, and I think it's service to nation.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get confused with one of the public offices, but what we do in our respective lives says a lot about our contribution to our country. And so we're happy that we have this facility and we are contributing to the country.
I'm glad you said that. I continue to do that. Just remember, stay with the issues.
Yeah, exactly.
Leave the personalities out.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. So
Okay.
I'm set.
Okay, let's go to
Yeah.
strictly to how is the Environmental Protection Agency?
We're doing very well.
Okay.
We're doing very well.
Very well is relative.
The agency, yes, it's relative, but still is very well, considering what has happened or what is happening in the general environment, considering what is happening globally, and considering what could have happened if we did not get the support of the president and other adverse conditions. So we have to be thankful.
Okay. How did you meet the EPA?
I met the EPA as an interesting institution. First of all, this is a building that at least 90% of us don't know anything about.
Okay.
Prior to the EPA, I didn't know anything about it until I got in there. And when I got in there, I was shocked. I was shocked for several reasons. One, the quality of people in that building, and the quality of what they do, and the potential significance of their work on this country's economic development and this global standing when it comes to the climate change and environment within the confines of the Paris Agreement. I was shocked.
In terms of qualification?
Shocked, yes, qualification, the methodology they apply, the science they apply to what they do. And I was there, whoa, it's a lot. And these young people are excellent at what they do. That's a building with some of the best minds assembled under one roof in this country.
Was it difficult getting along?
Well, yes, it was difficult. It was difficult because that's not my, how you call it, that's not my area.
Okay.
But one thing I know, my responsibility was to provide strategic supervision to people, a group of scientists and technical people. So all I had to do was to take the first 5 weeks. I didn't go to the office. I stayed in the conference room and I went through every personnel file in the building. every file there was in that building in the executive director office had to go through it, and that helped me to understand what this institution is about and the quality of people and the skill set. And then I created a mix of the skill set I need to pursue the objective that I have laid out for myself. 4 of them. 1, I wanted an EPA that was global. Global meaning we had a situation where if there was a project, each individuals, each we call them focal persons, each scientist or each technical person had his own project that he was managing. He had the project, he was managing the project, he was responsible for the financial management, he would do anything that was. So it was like a silo. Now, was that good? Yes, but we could make it better. So the first thing I wanted to do was to collapse it. And, centralize the financial management as an institution. And towards that, I decided, okay, first thing I will do here is to create a project department. How? Since the EPA was founded 2002, it became operational in 2003. By the time I got there, October 5, 2020, the institution had received at least $500 million. But almost all of this amount was managed by other institutions instead of the EPA itself. So I needed to have a project department because I have the technical skill to develop the project, send it outside for funding. So one thing I wanted to do was the project department. Thanks to the United Nations Development Program, they provided some funding that did the feasibility study. We now have a project department. The second thing I wanted to do was again to consolidate the financial management in a system where we could report and account for resources we receive. We are working on that, and each of these goals, I have individual focal person to take care of them. I have a general called Mr. Sokan, who is taking care of that.
And that has not been consummated yet?
No, it's in process.
It's in process.
Yeah, it's a little delay because of the internet connectivity. But thanks to Richmond at Letelco, we are fast tracking that. The third thing I wanted to do was to develop a technical laboratory. The EPA needed to have a technical laboratory. And so in order for that to happen, you must be able to see where this institution can go. We are in a small building. I have been there when I was in grade school. You guys were nowhere around. It still is there. We've overgrown that. And so we're able to acquire a piece of property. Again, thanks to the president and thanks to the former Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Nathaniel McGill, he was very helpful. We got 4 acres now. And again, thanks to the Labrador Land Authority, we have 4 acres.
Where is that?
Located right by the 14 Military Hospital.
It's
been surveyed. We have it. We have a blueprint.
Which I saw on social media.
We're trying to release that you will see. And that is a building that's going to cost approximately $5.6 million construction and equipping to equip it and furnish it. And that is what we call our green city. And those are the 4 things I decided to do. And so we have EPA in that direction. 3 things. The 4th thing I wanted to do was the issue of the environment needed to take a hold. Our people don't understand what it is. And we are not unique to that. All around the world, people, the issue of the environment, we're environment. Until you can relate it to something substantive, people will not understand that. So what we were able to do, to sit with the president and let him know what it is that we have here in this country, in this country. And fortunately, he grabs onto that. And he's a champion now for the environment. For West Africa now, he is. And globally now, President Weah is at the top of the radar when it comes to the issue of the environment. Why is that so? 2, we needed to do an inventory of what we have in our forest. And this is why I have to thank my young brother at FDA, CMAC, with the assistance, CMAC, with the assistance of the FAO, this country now knows what we have. We have anything 6.6 to 7 million hectares of forest cover.
Mm-hmm.
We call it green carbon.
Mm-hmm.
We have one of the most diversified in terms of species, biodiversity. This is what we have. We are now the third lungs of the country, of the world.
Mm-hmm.
When we speak, people will listen. And that's where we've been able to get the EPA to get visibility for people to understand it, people to appreciate it. And this is where we have EPA. And again, thanks to the president for the unqualified support, to the EPA, to the rest of the people in the government, for the support to the EPA. And this is the group of young people that I have who are doing wonders.
No,
thank you.
Okay, that's let's look at the second aspect of what you were doing in terms of centralizing the financial system of EPA, which is very key to the operations of the EPA, by the way. Now, is there a timeline you've set towards achieving this?
Oh yeah. First of all, you have to start the platform.
Mm-hmm.
In order for all of that to begin, after we have identified all of that we want to do, the beginning point now was to go to what we call a strategic plan.
Mm-hmm.
A strategic plan will tell you what are the things I want, what are the things we want to do in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And so we constructed a strategic plan. The last strategic plan has expired maybe a couple of years back.
Mm-hmm.
So we put together a strategic plan. Fortunately, we got some funding and we completed a strategic plan in 2022.
Okay.
So we have a strategic plan from 2022 that goes to 2026.
Okay.
In that strategic plan, we want to build capacity. The capacity, we're talking about raw capacity. Raw capacity meaning we want to train scientists.
Okay.
We have started that already. Okay. So it's an ongoing process. I can tell you, if you went into my laboratory, where you see as a small room, but the quality of people I have is superb.
Are you sending them out?
Yes, we send that. In fact, thanks to Dr. Gumbu, the young fellow I have as head of the department, or Raphael, we were able to initiate a working relationship with the International Atomic Energy Agency, that agency of the UN, of the United Nations. They are here now. We are now doing radiation safety.
Oh, pretty good.
We're doing radiation safety. We are in discussions with Dr. Brown from JFK, and with the cooperation is that we'll be able to provide assistance to the JFK, and by that assistance, there will be a treatment plan for cancer in a JFK. So those are the things that we are doing. And the financial management is an ongoing thing. It's a platform. We hope in the next 6-7 months we can have the platform put in place. What that platform does, what it will do for us is to put in all of our financial management, put all our finances, and come with a report that we get us to account for whatever we receive, both in terms of financial management, in terms of our ESIA, which I will explain later on, the number of projects, the kind of projects that we've done, the investigation we've done, how much we received, who received it, and what we did with it.
Okay, now let's go to the more technical aspect of the job you do at EPA. What are the real environmental issues that you've identified and you are working to solve at the EPA?
The issues that we work with, everyday issues, would be the wetland, destruction of the wetland. The wetland, in the layman's language, is anywhere where you see water year round, and it covers our swamps. There are people who go into the wetlands and try to destroy the wetland. They build in the swamp, they try to backfill it, and that is dangerous because the wetland provide a significant benefit to the environment. The wetland, the swamp, is where animals are. The fish come from the sea. Because the current in the sea and the salt content in the sea, they have to come into a fresh water, to breed, and then they go back, and after some time they come back. The eggs, the eggs, they breed, and then they come back. Then the small fish come with kind of fingerlings, so they come in, and after some time they go back. Join their parents. When you disturb that, you disturb that ecosystem, you create a problem. Number two, the swamp does something else that most of us don't know. The swamp does not overflow.
Okay.
So when water flows into the swamp, it sinks. So it protects us against swelling waters.
Flooding.
Yeah, flooding.
Mhm.
Yeah, it protects against flooding. When you go into the ecosystem, you go into the swamp, you create that problem. There was a situation, I'm not sure we haven't checked it, where during the rainy season a couple of years ago, alligator got from the swamp and came in town. It was a problem. So wetlands destruction, that's the threat to wetland. Now, one of the things that we are working with. We are also working with threat plastic pollution,
Okay.
waste management. People take trash and they carry anywhere and carry it. And what we have been tracking, and we want to, I want to take this time to inform our people: do not allow people to try to put that in your community.
Okay.
We call it medical waste. It's dangerous. All the medicine, all the thing they get when you go to operation,
Surgical,
all the surgical,
Mhm.
materials that are wasted, they go somewhere and try to carry it. We want our people to be on the watch for that. That's another thing that we are following. On the issue of the plastics, we are working on the plastics. We'll work with the Ministry of Commerce because it has economic implication. By the way, we signed on to the UN or ban on plastics. So they call it single-use plastic. The plastic you use one time,
Once
you get
then,
the
just-
the socket water and all
Mhm.
that. Those things are not easily biodegradable. Mean they can't get spoiled easily. They stay on the ground for some time. So those are the challenges that we have. Some of the challenges we have.
Okay.
So how are you handling the issue of the wetland in terms of working with it?
Oh, we are trying to strengthen our awareness.
Okay.
And we are getting somewhere because we are beginning to see neighbors coming, neighborhoods, community people coming reporting.
Mhm.
And so we're following them up. And the interesting thing is, even the person in West Point, if he has a problem, he will come to the EPA. So that I know I can measure that I can measure the effectiveness of my awareness.
Okay.
But what we are doing also is to send our intersectorial, which is a major department in the EPA, headed by one of our best science experts in this country, Frances Saydee Brown.
Mhm.
So she heads that, and they do an excellent job. Are we all there yet? Not exactly, but we are on our way there.
Okay.
So those are some of the efforts we are making.
Now, one of the things that you are concerned with before I come to how you're working with different agencies of government is the depletion of the ozone layer. I don't know whether you've been EP has been very concerned about this. For example, people operating large factories like Cemenco, for example, the Saydee steel factory.
Yes.
Those institutions, as well as smoky cars along our streets, those are concern for Liberians. How are you working to deal with those kinds of issues?
Oh, those are challenges, but those are challenges that we have started to deal with. Take, for instance, the issue of the ozone layer. We have a unit responsible for ozone. One Mr. Saydee is there, responsible for that. And one of the things we do is the quality of chemicals that come into the country. Again, thanks to the Radiation Research and Safety Laboratory, where RAF is, we are involved in a whole monitoring of chemicals that come into the country.
Okay.
And so we are able to know what chemical is coming into the country. We have done tests. And in fact, we had a situation with refrigerants. This thing you see right here, air conditioner in the car. We are beginning to find that there are certain chemicals that are coming, which they put in this thing for air conditioning. But the label outside is different from the content inside.
Okay.
And we are working on that. As soon as that is complete, we owe it to the public to inform the public the danger in that.
Okay.
But in addition to that, we are working with air conditioner technicians, people who repair and who sell air conditioners.
Okay.
And we work with them in order to let them know what the danger is and work with them so that the chemicals that they are bringing in and working, people in the Ministry of Commerce, they've been fantastic. No one has been fantastic because anytime there is an order that has to come, see the ministry, they will come to us. And so we're able to guide them. So yes, we are making progress there.
How do you do your monitoring? From the side of the EPA?
We have people in the field.
Okay, people in the field.
We have people in the field.
How
In fact,
effective
we
are
have
they?
people in the field, and I must say the collaboration with the International Atomic Energy.
IAEA.
Yeah, IAEA. IAEA. They've given us some equipment.
Okay.
They're giving us equipment that we can test.
Okay.
And test radiation, even your towers that you have before you can reserve a tower, they will come to us and we'll test it. And so, yes, we have the facilities. In fact, just 2 weeks ago, the UNDP, thanks to them again, thanks to my friend Stephen Rodriguez, they have given us some facilities and they are buying additional equipment for us. So we are on our way there.
Okay.
It's been significant improvement.
And it's important to also know how are you working with agencies and ministries in government as well as non-governmental organizations, international organizations in your drive to ensure that all of those goals you've set are met?
Well, that's a good question because EPA cannot be alone. The issue of the environment involves different sectors: public works, Ministry of Transport, Ministry of Agriculture,
Commerce.
Ministry of Pharma, Commerce. So what we have in the EPA is an environmental sector working group, which meets monthly. We meet monthly to discuss the cross-cutting things affecting the environment. So yes, that's how we work with them.
Okay.
So we have a close relationship with them. As a matter of fact, even the Ministry of Justice, as we speak, there is a task force that has been put together with the Ministry of Justice. We want to tell the police, IG, we are grateful. In fact, our deputy to Director Reeves, the IG, the deputy IG, she has been very helpful. And one of the things that we are looking at now, the threat to the environment coming from sand mining and beach mining.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you think there's a big threat?
It is a big threat.
Okay.
But we are working together. It's an interagency approach that we've taken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the EPA has a task. How do you balance the environmental protection vis-a-vis the economic growth? Because, for example, if we are looking at big entities like Saydee Brothers with the environment issue, you don't want to shut Saydee down so that the boom in the economy drops. How do you balance the two, ensuring that EPA does her work void of impacting negatively impacting economic growth?
First and foremost, the environment must be clean, it must be safe, it must be healthy. First and foremost. So if there is a corporation, an economic activity that is coming in there, the EPA has a tool we call the environmental impact assessment. Okay, ESI, environmental social impact assessment. That is a tool, that's a mechanism that goes into the field. Let's say if you're talking about Saydee, they will go into the area and find out what is Saydee trying to do. It's trying to produce steel. Fine, if it is producing steel, what threat does it have to the community? How can we mitigate it? If it's producing steel, the steel will produce heat. How far will people living away from the plant? What is the minimum distance that has to be there? If it is producing steel, it has waste. How does this waste affect the groundwater? What system or what construction, what architecture has to be put in place? Don't forget, ESA, we have engineers too. We have geologists, we have civil engineers, we got chemical people, we got biologists. I mean, across the spectrum. So they will go there, and that ESIA process must be completed. If it is completed by a third party, not by EPA, by a third party, like you will hire, say you will hire based on a checklist, and that ESIA report is done, we assess it. If it is approved, then Saydee can go into the construction based on the recommendations from the EPA as a regulator.
In essence, no company can operate without the approval of the EPA.
No, you can't. You cannot. You cannot. You have to come to anything that has to do with anything that has to, even if you are building a tank, a septic tank, you have to come to us.
How practical is this?
A lot of people, we have a lot of work to do. I can tell you in terms of informing people, we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do. That I can admit to you, we have a lot of work to do and help people understand what it is, why it has to be done, even for their own interest, and so they can buy into it and follow. We have a lot of work to do there, but this is what we do. Because if you are coming to build a septic tank, we have to know the size, the distance away from the immediate human habitat, how far is it from a well that you have, and what potential impact it has on groundwater.
Okay.
We have to assess that, and if we assess it, then we put in a system that is sustainable. I'll give you an example. There's a fabulous, eatery here. Call it. I don't know if I call it.
No, don't call them. No.
Yeah, it's on the Congo down bypass.
Yeah.
But it is over a lake. It's over a river.
Okay.
Next to the sea.
Yeah.
They came to us, and based on the discussions, the ESIA that was done, they did in our recommendations and what we told them. That's how they constructed. Today they're doing well.
Okay, that's
They're
good.
doing well.
Now,
so it can be a difficult thing, but the issue, the conflict between the environment and the company, the economic thing is good, but the environment will be safe, it will be healthy, it will be clean.
Okay. Now, how do you measure the effectiveness of the EPA in terms of what they've done over time and improvements they can make? What kind of metrics do you use in evaluating the work that you do?
That's why one of the things I was not surprised, pleasantly surprised, but happy about, because planning starts, anything you do starts from planning.
Okay.
And from the background I come from, there has to be planning. There is a culture of a strategic plan. That's the long range. It cover up to 5 years. Anything above 5 years, it becomes a little unpredictable. So there's a 5-year strategic plan as required. When that strategic plan is constructed and approved, then you develop an annual work plan consistent with that. That is the standard you set. Say for 2023, these are the things I want to do. And these things fall within the concept, the framework of the strategic plan. How do I know that I'm doing well? At the end of the period, like now, there is an ongoing effort now to review our strategy. Let me fall back. Within the strategic plan, we say this is what we have to do. And we prepare what we call an annual work plan, an AWP. This is what we'll do for 2023, January to December.
Okay.
We did it for 2022, January to December. We are now beginning to review what we planned for 2022. And that is the measurement that we use.
Okay.
So there has to be a standard. And that standard begins from the strategic plan, which informs the annual work plan, which inform actual performance.
Okay.
And they provide the basis for evaluation. And after that is done, then you see what the shortcomings are and why the shortcomings and what steps, countervailing steps you need to take to correct them and to avoid that kind of situation in the future.
The EPA has a big task at hand. She's done a bit, but the task at hand is huge. Now, how do you intend to carry the EPA? What do you envision for the EPA in the next few years? As per your strategic plan, and how effective are you in, or maybe say sincere are you in assessing your own performance over the past time?
First thing, when I got to the EPA, the structure of the EPA, you're supposed to have what we call a policy council based on the law, a policy council and a board of directors. To the best of my knowledge, when I got into EPA, I did not see a functioning organ of that nature. So it became my primary task to put in place a unit that will provide strategic direction to me. Because I can design plans, do them myself. I needed a supervisor. So fortunately, again, thanks to the president, he saw a fit to put in a board of directors. And that board provides strategic supervision, guidance in direction in what we do. So what we want to do, they approve the strategic plan, they approve the work plans, out of which the work plan is drawn. And then we go into, when you say how sincere, I can't be anything other than that. What I want to do, I have to make sure this is what I want. I want an institution that is viable, an institution that is self-contained, an institution that has a place by itself, an institution that is accountable and transparent in all that it does.
There have been concerns about sea erosions at certain points in terms of prediction in years to come to be taken over by sea erosion. How are you, ensuring that that can be, remedied or mosquito too.
One of the things we do at EPA is to issue advisories.
Okay.
Say at the beginning of the rainy season, we tell you this particular area is prone to flood. And again, another thing I found, this is something called GIS. These guys in EPA, they can stay on Broad Street and try to tell you what the coordinates we have. We have an arrangement, they link up with satellite, they tell you what's going to happen. So we did an assessment of areas that are prone to flood.
Okay.
And we advise the public. And we go try to encourage people or discourage people who want to go into constructing in those areas. But some of the things we just advise you because they are caused by nature. Say for instance, this is April. Generally, we are not supposed to have torrential rains. But we started having rains in the last few days. The weather pattern has changed.
Yeah,
the weather pattern has changed. There's not much we can do about that. We can just advise. This is why the EPA several years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, got some funding, and we went into what we call early warning. If you look on your telephone now, you see something tell you the weather when it will rain. Is that correct? You have it on your telephone now.
Sure.
It will tell you when the rain is coming. That's an EPA product. We have elevated it now. We know when it will rain. We know when the rain will stop. We know what the temperature will be, because these things affect farming also. We've elevated it. We just got $11 million, and we're now trying to construct an institution, meteorological institution, working with Ministry of Transport. But a major part of that thing is to get a new radar system for RIA.
Okay.
Now, let me just get something clear because it quickly misunderstood. When we say we got that, the money does not come to EPA. We go out and look for funds and give it to institutions.
Okay.
Like for instance, in the case of the Ministry of Agriculture, a year or so before I got there was a $9.5 million project called Climate Resilient Agriculture, meaning coffee and rice. So Ministry of Agriculture handles that. The 11 million I'm talking about is for Ministry of Transport. So they're going to handle that, although the PIU is in there. In the case of the Western project, the $25 million project, it is the Ministry of Lands and Mines. The 10 million we just got from Sino is also the Ministry of Lands and Mines. But this is our responsibility to go into the entire framework of climate change or financial mechanism and source resources to do our part as a country in terms of reducing the greenhouse gas emission, and by going into climate resilient, climate smart, and climate good projects. That's what we do.
Okay. Our guest is Professor Wilson Tapper. He's the Executive Director of the Environmental Protection Agency, and we're talking climate matter this morning. Now, this brings me to my next question. What is this deal with green carbon? Is that the name of the institution?
Green carbon?
Yeah.
50 billion.
This blue carbon. No. You signed an agreement with an institution or a memorandum of understanding, if I may say. And this whole news about 50 billion came about. What do you know about this 50 billion?
First of all, I think it was an unfortunate misunderstanding.
Okay.
And I am sure that misunderstanding did not come from the government.
Where did it come from? Because
the government and nobody in the government said we signed an agreement for 50 billion.
What did the government say?
Let me say what it is.
Okay.
But I just want to make that clear. The climate change situation in 2021, we put together a plan because of our carbon sequestration, the level of carbon that we have. We have more carbon than any other country around this region. The Upper Guinea forest, we got about 40%. I'll be slow on this because it's important for people to understand. And people will sell carbon. But the present position, which is the global practice, before you can sell it, let there be a mechanism, a structure that supports international practice. And so he made the announcement in Glasgow. There are a lot of companies that are coming to us to buy carbon. One of these is the company you talk about from
UAE.
UAE. What they want, what the memorandum of understanding is what we call a collaborative framework for us to work together. That's about it.
Just working together.
Yeah, just work together within the confines of the Paris Accord, because we got something that the rest of the world wants. That's about it. That's why I said nobody in this government announced that we signed 50 billion. What some people outside of the government may have understood is that every country has its commitment or what it can do in terms of reducing greenhouse gases. About a year or two ago, UAE announced that it has 50 billion as its contribution to reduce greenhouse gas. That's about it. So, and this is not the only one. There are several others that we are discussing. But I can tell you that in these documents, there is a non-disclosure provision. That we cannot go further into that. But one thing I want to clear, nobody in this government said that we signed a $50 billion agreement. We did not.
Are you aware how it got to the public? Are you aware how it got to the public in terms of saying that the government signed up to the 50 billion?
Well, I don't know how it got to the public to say they signed 50 billion, because nobody, I'm saying nobody in the government said we signed $50 billion agreement. What was signed was a memorandum of understanding with UAE. And nobody in the government said it was a $50 billion.
Okay, let's move forward. You were Minister of Commerce during the course of the coronavirus, the height of the coronavirus disease, and the government of Liberia instituted what she called the stimulus package.
That's correct.
And you were head, and there was some information regarding how the stimulus package went.
It was distributed.
It was distributed. How? I mean, what do you know about that entire process, and how far is the government with the report from the stimulus package distribution?
First of all, thank you very much. I think in 2020, at the onset of COVID, the president decided that some assistance was needed, and so they put this team together. They got 25 million from the International Monetary Fund and $5 million from the World Bank. The 30 million was to provide food assistance to vulnerable groups, health workers, people on the front line, and so on and so forth. In order to do this, the government contracted the global standard. They put with the global seal of approval in terms of doing this kind of the World Food Program. Nothing better than that. Contracted with WFP to do this distribution, because these are the people known globally to do this. They signed the agreement. The government transferred the entire 30 million, the 25 million first to WFP, and another 5 million to be used for agriculture to make that 30. Nobody. Well, let me say this. The president put a steering committee that included civil society organizations, most of our international partners, including the IMF, the World Bank, USAID, you name it. UNDP, all of us, the religious groups, civil society organizations. The entire amount was transferred to the account of the World Food Program. Nobody, including myself, on the steering committee had any access to the WFP program. So all this you're talking, the money came. No. We're smarter than that. But let's come to the substance. The food distribution, in spite of the difficulty, WFP did an excellent job. The report is complete is going to be released in 2 weeks.
Okay.
2 weeks.
Yes, 2 weeks. It's going to be released. The steering committee met last year, October 28th, to clear the first draft. It came back. We met January. We look at the final draft and we approve it. It's now been printed and will be released in 2 weeks. It will be released, and you'll be amazed about the level of progress that was made in that particular program. So the stimulus package was successfully implemented. The report will be in 2 weeks. It will be out.
Okay.
Why is the report taking quite a long time?
Yeah, because you see, it has to go through a process.
Okay.
The VIP has to do the draft. Then they have to come to the steering committee. I mean, before you get, they have to clear internally themselves. It's a global institution. It has to go through all of its internal clearance. Then it comes to the steering committee. We saw the first draft October 28th. We cleared it, and they brought it back with the corrections made in, I think, January 12 or 14, somewhere thereabout. It was cleared by the steering committee. Now it has to be printed, and then we'll present it to the president.
To the president.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's go
and
to
then it will be made public.
Okay. Let's go to a bit of politics. We are at the verge of going to an important process in our country, the elections. And there are different signs around, different permutations as regards those who are wanting to discontinue the second term quest of Mr. President. Your party, the CDC, is more like at the Galatoire now. How important it is in surviving the political tsunami of the opposition.
Wow,
community.
political tsunami. I didn't know there was one other than the CDC. But let me say this to you. Before I go there, I monitor your discussions today, and I will say something about it. But as far as the party is concerned, we are focused.
Okay.
We are focused. We believe we have work for the Liberian people based on our manifesto, and not that which people in opposition trying to attack on us. We went to our people with a plan, and we want to be judged on the basis of that plan. And on the basis of that plan, we think we've done well. We believe we've done well. We've done well, given the adversity, given the difficulty, given the hardship that we encountered. We did well. Although some people say, "Oh, you didn't do anything," but hey,
was it self-inflicted hardship from the onset of your administration?
No. We're set up. We're set up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're set up. But look in the back. Look at what we got. You know, we don't want to go back into that because we are in power now. We're supposed to improve the situation. Look at the growth. Look at the economy. Look at the exchange rates. Look at the rate of inflation. So let's go there. 2017, December, we start with the central bank. By 2017, the central bank capital, which is supposed to be used as a cushion to run the bank, had deteriorated by at least $6 billion. $6 billion. Go to their financial statements. Don't say it was interpreted. They have the financial statement they published. $6 billion deterioration in the capital.
And it appeared that you were not concerned about this kind of report on the Central Bank of Liberia. Individuals were not brought to account.
The what?
Individuals were not brought to account.
You mean who did what? Listen, let me tell you something. This is the attitude. You inherit a situation. Cure it. First, cure it. Then you can worry about who caused it.
Has it been cured yet?
We're making significant progress in curing that.
Oh, that's some other progress.
No. But look at the bank now. Let me go back. I'll go back to the central bank. $8 billion. At least $6 billion. Look at the central bank now. It's stabilized. You have an exchange rate that has held firm for at least 35, 36 months. It's beginning to loosen now because of the global situation that we have. So you look at it, you look at the financial system. You look at the inflation that we have. No country in this region has been able to record what we have recorded as a government, especially in the midst of the COVID. that people are still struggling. The purchase of COVID that still are struggling from. We come from a double digit, close to 25, 30% inflation to a single digit. In a country where foreign direct investment has significantly reduced, not because of us, but because of the global situation. We still are able to remain there. Salaries have been paid. They are challenged, but they have been paid. So the first thing we've done, you have to give up as a government, is to stabilize the situation. And I will come to the point you're making, oh, but people are angry because, harmonization. Harmonization is a harsh reality, but it's something that had to be done. We could not have a situation where the entire government, those of us who follow it, at the time we came in, you had 60,382 people in government, employed by the government. Call it 60,000. You got 1,521 persons in the 60,000 that less than 10% of here. They were making 27% of the payroll. That's scandal. That is scandal. And the IMF knows that. It's a scandal. We had to correct that. Two, we didn't have the capacity to sustain this. So we had to make the adjustment. Our people, we understand it's a harsh reality, but it had to be done for us to stabilize this economy.
How sincere were you in that adjustment, considering that you had to bring people on board from the CDC as well?
Pardon? Say that?
How sincere was the government in implementing that policy when their intent was to reduce the wage bill, and then you brought others on from the CDC to get them employed in government?
But Fidel, is that only sedition? We brought not seditions too. But let me say this: adjusting this wage bill doesn't mean that you can employ people. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
Let me give you an example. You and Dennise are here. Assume two of you are in the same. You are managers in the same grade. Dennise makes $10,000 a month. You got the same qualification. You make $2,005, right? Dennise got $4,000 in gas coupons every month. You get $500. Is that correct? Now, if we go into the civil service and we create what we call a grade, it's not my area, but I will learn from Brother Thompson.
GRID, grade.
Yeah, the grade, GRADE, grade. If you are a manager, you make from this amount to this amount. You be within that range.
A standard.
Okay. So if we go to the grade, and the grade says that to be a manager where Dennise and Fidel are, is minimum is 5,000 to 12,000. Is that correct? Or say 5,000 to 9,000. That's the range. But Fidel makes 2,005 outside of this range. Dennise makes 10,000 outside of that range. Then you add 4,000 to her gas, then to your own 500. So if we fit you into this range, from the 10,000 you're making, Dennise is making, will bring her to 9,000. You got that? And we take you here to this minimum range of 5. On an aggregate, there will be savings. And then the gas slaves, Fidel is in the range. So why is Dennise making 4,000? We bring her down to 5. In correcting these things, there has to be harm. But the harm, the good thing about all of this, what is the good? Is the greater good to the society. So if you look at it net in net, we brought more people on board by the savings and still not been able to take the payroll above way. As a matter of fact, we reduced the payroll. The payroll has reduced. The payroll has reduced, and we still got more people. It's simply because Mr. President took the decision to harmonize all of this. Fine, in the process, there will be some little errors. Then a human failure can happen. But the significant thing is that we took a decision to face this country, to face the whole issue of the payroll, so that going forward, we can set the foundation for now the leapfrog the economy. That's what we are doing.
Do you think it actually yield the result you anticipated in terms of doing that?
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Do you think that by harmonizing the pay, you got what you needed in terms of, ensuring that people at certain grade, can have the same benefit?
Yes, we have a grade now. People are in the grade.
Okay.
And they are receiving what they're supposed to do. Two, the amount of the payroll now is now rationalized to see at the end of the month you can pay. And that if Fidel works, Fidel must get paid. And if Fidel and Dennise are in the same pay grade, then they should remain in the same pay grade. Fidel cannot be outside the pay, or Dennise cannot be outside the pay grade and still in the same pay grade. And Fidel is making 7,500 less than she's making.
So they have been concerned that based on this harmonization, during the President's State of the Nation address, he talks about a huge amount of civil servants that were on the pay grade receiving lower salary. So people attributed that to this harmonization.
Yeah, the president said there were certain people who were below a certain level. They had to be brought up. And they had to be brought up because now you put the people in the grades.
Was it due to the harmonization that those people were paid below the belt?
Well, I would not know. I don't know that for sure. But whatever it is, there was this number of persons, about 15,000 persons that needed to be brought up to there. Don't forget now, the government passed a minimum wage bill. So as a government, we have to stay within that. But I can still tell you, with all the savings that have been made from the gas, from the coupons, from the scratch cards, we've been able to fit that. What we want our people to understand, although we know the hardship, but we've been able to take a decision. The president has been able to take a decision that has now rationalized this situation and put the economy in a position to move.
Why do you think that the ordinary people are not, grasping this concept?
No, they understand it, but let me tell you something. No matter how well you want to be, when somebody will get used to something, I just give an example. Even though it's rational for us to bring you and Fidel within the same pay grade, you will not like it. You're not going to be singing all over the place. But this is not a popularity contest. It's something that has to be done. If you want to have a good economy or rational economy to set the basis for it to grow, there's some hard decisions you must be able to take. And this president, this government has taken those decisions.
You have talked about the gains made by this government, and do you think that the communication arm of the government is now working to, propagate the rightful message to the citizenry to understand these good things that the government has done?
Well, I'm not a communication expert. Thank God I know that. I don't make living from that. But when I listened to you guys sometime last week, it appears that we can do more in terms of our communication strategy. I think we can do better.
Okay. He's Professor Wilson Tapper. He has putting on his political garment after his technical expose. But this is the morning breeze. Let's go to the phone lines now and take your calls on 0555-105-100, 0777-105-100. Let's hear you this morning on the morning breeze. Good morning. Yes, sir. Just speak up a bit louder.
Thank you. Am I better now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah,
you come in broken.
Yeah.
Christian,
adjust and
you have
back.
to shift your position a bit. Okay, yes, we have to let you go 0777-105-100, 0555-105-100. Professor Wilson Tapper, the Executive Director of the Environmental Protection Agency, is our guest on the program this morning. And I know Dennise coming forth with me. Go. Well, the prof will pay for the time, don't worry. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Pleasant, good morning to Prof. Tapper. I'm Emmanuel P. Koloti, and I call you from the office of the Intellectual Alliance along the Japan Streetway. Well, I listened to Prof. Tapper, and I'd like to appreciate him so kindly for excellently elaborating relative to things he has made at the level of the Environmental Protection Agency, and also challenges they are confronted with, and what are those mechanisms they are putting in place to confront those challenges. But on a very serious note, since the ascendancy of Prof. Tapper at the EPA, there have been significant changes there at the EPA. I can vividly recall a follow-up press conference from the EPA where they arrested dangerous chemical in the country that were brought into the country by a businesswoman. Those chemicals were arrested and they were destroyed. And also the situation in Ghana. So we want to say kudos to Prof. Tapper and the entire team.
Okay. Thank you. Let's take another person. Good morning.
Good morning, Fidel City. Good morning to the Council Mother Liberian. My name is Abraham Political Modrisetu, and I call from the headquarters of the National First Time Voter Library on the most of the Bagbo Avenue. Thank you for inviting one of Liberians, Founder Purpose 7, Professor Wilson K. Tabe, Executive Director of IPA. He and technical team at EPA are doing extremely well. I was just on the EPA website on a Facebook page in February 12th, 2022 of this year. They signed a memorandum of understanding with the Yale University. I think the purpose of that agreement is to and for Yale to provide financial support while EPA provide a technical support to see how we can get good data funding in our area. But I hope and pray that he and the team will do everything possible to see that the EPA is going to be invincible in the art of the labyrinth, because when over the period of time, EPA was not all what they play, but now on the leadership, he and the technical team is doing extremely well. So kudos to him.
You mean visible, right?
Yeah, visible. To make EPA visible.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning, Fidel City.
Good morning, my brother.
And good morning to Honorable Tabe.
Good morning, sir.
Honorable Tabe, I listen to you, but I think in my mind, civil servants should be given a living wage, not to be paid below the wage bill. Fidel, I want to speak on something on the issue of Simeco, because I got my brother live around there. I always visit him. You will find out that during the dry season, Honorable Tabe, when you go there, you find out you see the cement dust all on the roof. Even when you enter the room, and you place a bucket of water, you set it down when that bucket of water open. When you look on that bucket of water, after 2 or 3 days, you see the cement dust on it. And I know that I understand that cement will be there forever. But as a commissioner chief for environmental protection unit, what are you people doing to ensure that our brother and sister will not be affected, their eyes in the water they drink will not be affected?
All right, your point is made. Good morning.
Good morning, Fidel.
Yes, sir.
And good morning to waiting staff and for the female covering studio. We got trusted to me. This one for the Jedo. And I have the proper additional joining from local town. Let me applaud Prof for elucidation. Some of us, Fidel, we doubted the abilities of Prof being a financial expert and sent to EPA by them. We were wondering how you were going to succeed. But the first time you mounted the podium on your sister station, you told the public, as a senior administrator there, you will work with the scientists that are there, and you will adequately play administrative role so that everything will be possible there. And today, EPA is transformed. Honor is why it is because he went there with wisdom. He never went there as a professor. Wilson Tapper, who maybe served as former finance minister, commerce, and even internationally known, but because of his expertise and his willingness to work with young scientists there, he made sure that everything on par. So I want to say kudos to him. And it is because of him that EPA is getting better.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, we've missed out on that one, but keep your calls coming to 0555105 Good morning. Yes, sir. Yeah, Christian, go ahead. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Christian. We have to let you go, and time is against us. Let's take a few more and then call it a day. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and the okay for the second.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I just want to ask pertaining the issue of the EPA when it comes to the human development.
When it comes to what?
Human
The
development.
human development.
Okay.
Human development, educationally. What have the EPA done to empower Liberians on the basis of educating them in this kind of thing? And two, there were communications sent to the EPA and addressed to the Director General, pertaining to some intern on Nigeria on environmental exponential of ecology.
Okay.
That are Liberian students, that are Liberian students in Nigeria. But the students are not being communicated to, as to whether they are accepted to the information there.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. We have to leave you. Yes, Prof. You can respond to some.
Yeah, thank you very much. The young man from on the Simenko thing, I've taken note of it. As soon as I get back, I will have my science people go and investigate.
Okay.
And when we see that the situation needs correction, we will take the corrective measures, working with Simenko on that. On the issue of the young man who just spoke concerning the human development, we have the view. Well, I have the view that in order for you to be effective, you must train people. And so I have a training regime. Just last week, 2 weeks ago, one of my young men just returned in the presence of Abraham Kanswa with a master's degree in finance, banking and finance. We also have people on other programs. I have 4 scientists that just came back from the IAEA training January last year, somewhere time last year. I had another 4 that went. So it's a continuing process. The thing about it is that from where I come from, these are things you don't go on the radio talking about because these are things you are supposed to do, and your effort may be demonstrated in the quality of what you produce. So yes, we do have. In fact, if you talk about empowerment, it is the EPA through the United Nations Development Program Assistance that we have the School of Environment at the University of Liberia.
Okay.
It's the EPA that generated that program and brought it to the university. So we are making significant strides there. Now, I think he has some interest in some interns who are coming. In the EPA, we tried to put people through some testing. When you come, we put you through a test. You can't just walk in because we like to think that we are not just a walk-in, but the intern will pay and see what is possible.
Yeah.
But one thing is clear: we can't take all the interns that come to us. We don't have the capacity to do that. But the few that we do, will respond to them.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. And are you working with institutions like maybe Stella Maris? Those institutions are offering degrees in environmental.
Yeah, in some way,
okay,
we do. In some way, and maybe we need to, improve that.
Okay.
Well, Stella Maris, I know, I know the interest there, but the university, what we need to improve. There has to be improvement as we go.
Okay.
Things change. So even if you think you are doing your best, you can still find room to improve it.
Okay, that's good. All right, and of course, you've already said your plans for the EPA. When is that project expected to start? With the blue, I mean the.
We are waiting for the presentation by the technical people, and that will be in the next 30 to 45 days. After that, it goes to the board for formal approval, funding, and other things will be done, and then we inform the public.
Okay.
But we're gonna show you.
So we don't have the funds now.
It's a priority.
Okay.
Not all of it.
Okay.
Not all of it, but it's a priority.
Okay.
And we go on it.
Okay.
So that's where we are.
Okay. Finally, how do we let you go?
Let me go by saying thank you very much. The EPA is on course. It's an institution that is changing. We want to make sure that we can protect the environment, that it is clean, that it is safe, and it is healthy. We want to help our people to live in that environment. We also I working with economic actors, people who got corporations, mining companies, whatever you have, agriculture companies, that we work with them to ensure that the investment can go on, but at the same time observing the need to manage the environment in a sustainable fashion.
Okay.
On the political side, we are a party. We think we've done our best. If you grade us against our manifesto you put up, I think you will give us an A in that. We remain focused. We'll remain focused. And those people who are trying to go against us, fine, we value them. And I can tell you from the planning stage, each and every one of our opponents, we respect them and we take them seriously.
Okay.
We do not write anywhere, but I can tell you, we have performed, and we'll continue to do that. On the issue of the economy, I think there were necessary steps that had to be taken. On the issue, we have made some significant steps. The banking sector is in a sound state. Everything is there. Now you hear we were talking about the portfolio. Of course, the issue of the portfolio spread against the banking system. So each banks now will have to go after these people that are owing. We've done some work on that. On the issue of the inflation, we've done a lot of work on it. We are one economy in this region, in the midst of COVID, that has been able to record consistently a growth rate and a single-digit inflation. And I think it's a remarkable credit to all of us and the economic management team. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Dennise.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to go. Thank you so
we
much.
have to go. We'll be back tomorrow again to inform the Liberian people.
Yeah. Okay. So, folks, do have yourself a great day, and hopefully we will have Montserrado County Senator Joseph hopefully tomorrow, and on Wednesday we'll have the chairman of the People Liberation Party, Bernard Blue Benson. So,
DJ
folks,
Blue.
yeah, do have yourselves a great day, and remember, Liberia is the one country that we have. We must do all we can to keep it peaceful. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.